kind of counter to that, right? So I was recently looking at statistics, right? And I haven't like let me for I say there's certain studies, right? There's certain studies that I've seen, not every study, but there's certain studies that have shown that let's say 70% of one-way non-reciprocal abuse is committed by women against men. Okay, about 70%. Now that's certain studies, so that kind of helps enforce my viewpoints. There's also, let's say, hypothetically, 43% of lesbian relationships experience more physical violence, while only 35% of, let's say, heterosexual women receive, let's say, they get physical violence. So I kind of use these studies, and you can use personal anecdotes, which I believe you would probably do as well, to say that I think that women are in general, and again, I'm not saying extremely more than men, but in general, more violent, more abusive. And I just think that how we have society, women and men don't necessarily view, any woman hitting a man as all that abusive. But in general,
Well, I
still,
think
you
that
lay your hands
I
on a
feel like
man, it's abusive.
your statistics are I know what statistics you're talking about. For one of the things you said about the woman on woman, I feel like that's I guess what you're talking about specifically is violence in relationships, and those statistics are only going to be talking about women in America. If you take that outside of America, the violence is like
We're going to
I
stick to
can't even
America only.
explain
I don't.
how I can't even
Do
explain
we
how
not live in
bad it
America?
is. And if you also take it out of relationships, it's even worse. Specifically, when we're talking about human trafficking, men are violent. They are
I'm not saying men
violent.
aren't.
Like you're specifically
Again,
talking about relationship. That's
but
not.
again, I'm not saying
So
men
they
aren't.
moved the
Yeah, I'm
goalposts.
not saying men aren't violent. I agree. Men are crazy violent, right? But we create a society where it's like we automatically think men evil, women good. Where I'm just saying that we're no better than each other. That's at the very least,
I
we're
can
no
I
better
can
than
get
each
what
other.
you're saying. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yes, women can are just as capable of being violent and stuff like that. But if we're gonna talk like if we're really talking about statistically and take it out of just relationship violence, men are definitely more violent than women. It just is what it is.
Well,
Hi guys, how are we?
well, first I want to.
I'm doing
What's up?
good.
I just want to go one on one a little bit with what is it, Nana, for the first question.
Absolutely.
I view that, okay, here's my, again, this post personal point of view, that yes, because men have the physicality, but here's my own, it's my own conspiracy theory, right? So we have a lot of cases where yes, men doing violence against other men or whatever, but I believe this is a personal thing where we don't talk about, maybe a lot of these cases women might point a man at another man, or maybe even another woman. I've seen plenty of cases, heard plenty of cases where if a man slighted a woman, she's gonna say, I'm gonna call my dad, I'm gonna call my boyfriend, my brother, my cousin. So yes,
Yeah,
I'm not
because
saying men
she
aren't
can't
violent,
fight the man. She's not stronger than
but
him. What is she gonna do? Go one on one with the man?
that kind of reinforces my thing that women are just as or equal to men's violence, but they just
He's
do it
not
in a different
stronger than
way,
y'all though.
right?
Y'all are
I don't
scientifically
disagree.
stronger
I
than him.
don't disagree. But it's like again, right? It's the idea, right? Women, their violence, their abuse is gone through different lens, right? So my thing is that yes, you could say that yes, men are more violent, but I think women are just as violent, but we don't view it the same
May
because women
I?
go about it differently.
May I?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, so like I'm coming in here and I thank you for letting me come into here. So the way that I believe, we're both equal. We both do wrongs
Mm-hmm.
in different ways. You know, so to say that one is more violent than the other, it's not necessarily that. What it is one goes more methodical than the other one. And so what it is the way you think. So we're not attacking people. We're not looking at anything like that. What it is we're looking at history and what has happened. So what we can do as a collective is we can all look at everything and cross reference So let's look at things instead of it just being a debate on I believe this, I believe that. So go off of facts. And then that in turn will give us an understanding of each other.
Okay, I mean,
Can I respond to
go ahead,
Nina?
go ahead.
Absolutely.
So relationships are included within where violence is perpetrated. So by saying like we're not talking about relationships, we're talking about in the
Right.
whole masses and like in general, which in general includes relationships. You
It
can't
does.
just disregard a whole study based on DV within a household and a family unit just because it doesn't paint your pretty picture
I'm not
of men
disregarding
are
it,
the
but
most violent.
even with counting relationship violence, men still are more violent than women
Uh,
statistically.
I,
Even counting it.
Statistically,
Statistically, you guys
I
still are more
believe
violent in
the
other
I
cases. So
believe
even
Okay.
counting those
the
relationships.
exact number was like it was like what 70% of women in relationships consent uh hold on 70% of women in relationships commit non-reciprocal violence or somewhere around
yes,
there.
yes.
And also in terms of the children, um women are more than likely to unalive their children due to neglect.
Yes, agreed.
Okay.
So we can't just sit right here and say all the bad things that happen are men.
It's not, but it's just more. That's all I'm saying.
Well, so let's go back to the
Really, just
topic at
all I'm
hand.
saying.
May I?
They're
May I?
they're yeah, go ahead.
So let's go back to the topic at hand. So saying that men are more violent than women and stuff like that. Well, so what did men have to do? Like when it comes to war, the draft, everything like that, we're not we're kind of bred in a way that where violence can, not talking about relationships, not talking about any of that, but the way that we're bred is to defend and to protect what? Question
Exactly.
mark.
So you can't disagree. Even when it comes to war, and
Question mark.
88% of men commit
Why
like
do we do that?
unalive more. 88%. Not even half. 88 is coming from a man. So yeah, you guys, it just is what it is. I mean, you are
No.
more violent. It's just
Hey,
Well,
No,
host,
that's not what this
what
is.
percentage
Yeah,
of
but
men in the
doesn't
U.S. are
72% of men
actually
kill themselves
responsible
though?
of the?
Mental health.
yeah,
Well,
they
see,
do.
this is all
They even
external
commit
stuff.
more on themselves. There you
All
go.
external
Another
stuff.
point.
Hey, host,
yes, yes.
how much how how many men within the U.S. are responsible for those violent crimes?
It's about
Like percentage
about
wise?
400,000 compared to
So
the population of men being 160 million. It's a drop in the bucket.
yeah, like less than 1%.
But
And
again,
yet all of
my
us are put
my
in the
pure
same.
argument, right? I'm not discounting that men are
90%
violent.
of all violent offenses are committed by men. 90%.
Yeah, but again, it's a small percentage.
Yeah, but
It does,
the
well, it's
man
not
in
more
that
than women. Your argument was
the
trying to
man
say
in
we're
that.
just ass. It's not
Yeah,
more. You're not just ass.
but
I
again,
feel like
right?
I'm the only one
The
hearing
Here's
that
numbers
where
aren't
I'm
argument.
matching.
no, but this is where I'm put my argument, right? Is that we probably we interpret women's violence, women's abuse in a different way. Because like I said,
Because you
where
guys are
Right.
just more violent. It just
yeah,
is what it
but
is. You
you
guys
might
are
view it a
literally,
different
that's just
way,
what it is.
right? Like you
It's
said,
not.
men are
Not in a,
stronger, men are this.
okay.
So you might
Let's talk
views
about
women's
How are you
violence
going to
in a
say it in a
different way.
different way
yeah.
when women can commit crimes too? We can go and unalive someone too. We can go and assault someone too. Women are capable of doing that.
Let's
But you literally
let's
said,
move
right,
away
when we
from
talked
like
about if
unalive and assault. Like
Yeah.
No,
so
we're not
Let's
moving
listen
away.
to the
You
host.
can't violence that. No, that's
can I
the
say
topic.
something real quick,
Don't try to
host?
move it away because you told me not this. You told me not to, so you can't do
I
that.
tried what I was saying. I got
No.
interrupted. So
I'm not moving away. I'm moving on
Okay.
to like another violent crime,
Oh
which is
yeah, we can do
great.
another. Yeah,
Yeah, which is
I
or
got
y'all
great.
can
interrupted.
answer. Everyone,
So
all the men can answer.
When like a large part of society still believes that women cannot grape, and we see it
They
in the
can.
schools. We like we see it on the news. A grown ass woman taking advantage of a high school boy or a middle school boy, and it's not viewed as rape. It's viewed as sexual misconduct, which is a lesser
Yeah.
charge.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
Yep,
have the
that's
same
true. That's
rules
a good
for
one.
men as they have for women, because
True.
Equal rights is whenever it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, and that just proves women do take advantage of children more. Why, you may ask? Because people take advantage of people that are weaker than them. That's why men take advantage of women more, because
All
women are
right,
weaker,
human
and women
nature.
take advantage of children because children are weaker. People
No, but
take
Human
advantage of
nature.
people.
here's
It's
the
not
thing where
male
I want
female.
us
It's
to
human
like
nature.
It's
where
human, like it's not a human.
It's
It
not
is
male or
like it's not
female.
human nature. No, it's not. But
No, it's completely across the board. It's not male or
humans are
female. This is
capable of
equal.
great good and great evil.
Yeah, it's equal. Women do as
They
much
are
as
there are
evil
but
as
I
plenty
men
wouldn't
do
say
of
in
take. I wouldn't
crimes.
say
women
assault is human nature. I
serial
wouldn't.
unalivers in history. Not as much as men, but they are there.
They're
Like
We're
there.
not
Yeah, but
attacking.
Exactly.
serial
Thank
killers
you.
and
Thank you. That's
killers,
all I was trying to say.
We're not attacking. That's
we're
like,
proving
yeah,
a
let's
yeah,
take
point.
responsibility.
but like
We're
yeah,
equal.
women
For
are
real.
just as capable of being as violent and abusive as men.
Yes, I
Yes,
But
totally agree
we
with
they
are.
that. They
We
normally
are.
are.
Yes,
they normally
we are.
do
Well,
it to like the people that they can do that to, because not all the time that they are going to be able to do that to a man. I
women
mean,
do things
they
behind the
Right.
scenes.
yeah,
And plus, women
they
don't get caught all the time
orchestrate,
either.
and like we also can't forget about the women that kind of orchestrate men to do their bidding for them,
Every downfall
which
Right.
of a
also
single
adds
kingdom
to
that's ever
the
happened.
man statistic of being
Well,
more
I don't know
violent,
because
even
more
though
women go to
behind the
jail for a
scenes.
man than men do for a
Well, it
woman.
doesn't
I think
matter.
that.
It's not man or woman. It's we're here together.
well, okay, you know
Like,
what?
why can't we
The
understand that?
quality is crime.
Well, the prompt right
Yeah,
now is
she keeps
kind of
going a
man on
circle around. She
man.
keeps going around the
It's
answers.
no,
Not
I
giving
mean
facts.
we
What
heard each other
answer?
all
The
we
fact.
heard each other's point of view. So I mean, I guess we can move
Yeah,
on to number two, right? Since you disagree with number two as well.
Okay.
Why I women leave majority
Yeah,
of
I
the
disagree
time
with that one.
is because of boredom, selfishness, not because he is a bad boyfriend or husband. Now I use, and this is how I view it. I use honestly
Hmm.
the our data, right? Divorces. We don't really have data for relationships, but we have data for marriages, right? So number one reason for women leaving marriages is usually irrevocable differences, and under that, the category is usually lack of communication, right? Or it's a bunch of other little things. It's not cheating. It's not finances, which is cheating and finances is a big part of divorces. But number one reason is
Yes, it
usually
is.
lack of communication, which is probably women's way of
Which is
talking
also
about
50-50. So,
boredom. They want something different, things like it fell out of love. So what would you think?
So what was it? Rename your statistics again. I'm sorry.
Number one reason for divorces, right? Number one is irrevocable differences. Now you could say people on when you're telling about when you're saying the reason for divorces, you could say cheating or finances. Majority of the time, women choose, which women are the ones who predominantly file for divorces, is irrevocable differences, not cheating, not finances. And usually under irrevocable differences, it's usually lack of communication, right? That's probably the one of the top reason. But and this is my own, and this part is my own interpretation, which I view it as usually it's boredom. She fell out of love with him. She doesn't have the spark anymore. She wants, something different. The grass, she wants a different life. So that's how I view selfishness and boredom.
grass is greener.
Hmm.
That's what he's about to say. Grass is greener.
Yeah, pretty
Well, bad
much. But I
communication
mean,
and all that stuff, I feel like that goes into you being a bad husband. That's just personally how I feel. If
what?
she's
Well,
getting bored,
well,
if you
so
are switching up,
also
yeah,
ma'am,
it
with
does.
the
If you
Wait,
have
please,
bad
guys,
communication,
please let her finish her thought first.
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah,
absolutely.
opinion,
my
if
my my
you
my
I'm so
have
fault.
sorry.
bad communication, and from what I seen, I didn't see what you said, although that could be true, but I did see finances as being one of the number one reasonings. I don't know.
It's a top three.
Maybe we
It's
look.
top three. But number one reason is irrevocable differences. Yes,
But
cheating and
even then,
finances is
that
top.
being the top three, I feel like it's men are just bad husbands because it's a universal experience. Women divorce men
Mm,
3 times as much as men divorce women. That is universal. Not everybody can't be lying.
mm,
Everybody's not lying. Y'all
mm,
y'all
mm,
just bad husbands. It just is what it is.
Okay. Can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Nana, you said men are bad husbands, right? You said men are bad husbands, right, Nana?
I mean, yes, if you're getting divorced 3 times as much, yes, you're probably a bad husband.
Okay,
Was a
okay.
man get out of divorce?
Okay.
Well, let's
Wait, Ryan, let me cook.
yeah, let's
Ryan, let me
not cut
cook.
each other off.
Plus, women
All
deal
right,
with
let me
more
cook.
financial problems
Wait,
after
wait.
divorce. So
Nan,
not
now,
only are they they don't care about the money, they divorce.
Let's LOL go.
All right, so Nana, you said that. Okay, she basically said that men don't do their jobs well in marriage, right? Well, majority of women get divorces. Same-sex marriage with females and females are 72% likely to get a divorce. Man and man that are staying together, they are 7% likely to get divorced.
You can't count that because that's not heterosexual relationships. If we're
Oh,
talking
wow.
Well,
about
you
a
can count
man
as
and woman,
relationships though
if we're
towards
talking
marriage
about a
though. You can
man
count
and
as
woman,
percentage.
y'all are getting divorced more. If we're talking about man and woman, we're not
It's normally
talking
the
about
woman that wants the
LGBT
divorce.
relationships. That's not.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
Women
but
and women
Nick,
get
but what
the
he's
divorce
trying to do,
more
right?
But
than
that's
men and
woman
women.
and woman. That's not man and woman. That's not.
Money.
That's woman
But
and
you
woman.
got,
Y'all get
but
That's
everything.
clearly woman and woman.
yes, but
Y'all
you
get the whole
got.
house. You
Sometimes
get the
none
whole
of these are
kit and
none of these.
caboodle.
Wait, guys, none of these studies are like in great detail. So a lot of this, right after we hear the numbers, we're trying to make up our own viewpoints. So
Can
one
I say
of
something?
let's say for the men's side, what they see is okay, fine. You don't get clear detail why, right? You said bad husband, but like on the other side, we view okay, fine. If it's really the men's fault, okay, let's view it if women marry just women, how is that like? Because if it's just men's fault, then if women only marry women, it should be so much better. The divorce rate should be so much lower. So, like a lot of men, a lot of people would be okay. Why does that not make sense, right? If men are out of the equation, bad men are out of the equation because you said yes, I agree. Women like extraordinarily divorce men a lot, but if it's
Yeah,
only women,
extraordinary. Yeah,
why is the stat not better?
But this is my point though. If y'all are not the problem, if it's us, why aren't you divorcing? Why aren't you leaving? Let us know.
Because y'all
Because
take
Why
men
aren't you
everything.
leaving them if they're
sacrifice
so
their
She's
bad?
deflecting.
happiness.
One at a time.
She's
One at a
doing
time. One at a
Women
time.
sacrifice
Let's be
their. Can let me go next, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So men are more likely to sacrifice their happiness, like with the whole old trope, happy wife, happy life. If the woman not happy in the household, nobody gonna be happy in that house. And like also to go back to the number one reason for divorce, irreconcilable differences. Um I feel like that number is also skewed because irreconcilable irreconcilable divorce differences in divorce is a non-contested divorce, and like not everyone has the resources for a lengthy court battle. Somebody could have got cheated on in that relationship and still went through for the non-contested divorce because that's the quickest way out.
It's not automatic non-contested. It's just if you want you could put a reason on, and they usually put you could say cheating, right? You could say cheating whether it's contested or not. You could say cheating. You could say finance, right? You could say money.
It just basically
Women
means the
predominantly.
relationship it cannot be come back. Pretty
Yeah.
much, it's not. It's done. It's no. It can't be repaired at that point.
But again, yes.
Okay.
But after that, we're trying to. Again, this is just like I said. After we talk about the studies, this is my point of view. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you may think that men are bad. I I don't necessarily have the stats to that. But okay, I don't view as that because when women like like LOL said, right? When women just deal with women, they don't even make that work. And here's my thing where you said why I agree. It's men, not all men, but I think a lot of these cases where men just they rather stick it out, right? They rather stick it out because we all know that predominantly divorces, alimonies led to women. Child support goes to women. Usually things are fared out better for women
But that's
if they
if you have
divorce.
money. Only women that marry men that have money get
But it's
alimony.
just
Eight
another
percent of women.
case, right?
8% of women are granted alimony. Like it's not even. More
And you still
women
said money.
struggle after divorce. Women struggle with financial problems more than men after divorce. So not
That's
only
because
are we
they ain't got
divorcing
no
y'all,
financial
we are
means.
struggling. We would rather be struggling than be with you. That says a lot. I'm sorry.
But women divorce more than like they do infidelity and cheating.
Lesbian couples divorce more than heterosexual couples. What does that say about women? Like
I don't.
Who's
I'm
sickness
not.
and
I'm
health?
if like
straight.
la 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 la
I'm a
like if
straight
every
woman, so I
man
really
you've
wouldn't.
ever encountered in your life is the issue, you may want to take a self inventory.
Well,
Facts.
not every man that, and I agree with that. If every man is the issue, you might want to look within. I seriously agree with that statement because
Is
everybody is
no,
not. Yeah, you might want to look within.
Okay.
not
Okay.
that.
Well, then we go with the little bit thing, right? We go with number 3, right? Because we were talking about that a little bit, right? Women benefit more from marriage.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing where you're correct. You're not wrong in the sense that unless a lot of women would financially, they don't necessarily always, right, go out in marriage well. But this is my own personal view where majority of the time, if any party, right, if any party does, and men don't benefit from divorces either, right? But if any party
No,
does
nobody
benefit,
does.
it's usually women. So I think here's my own personal view that women would see that, you know what, I usually would benefit more, right? Cases, and if you don't want the person,
Yes.
you would leave, so you won't have the desire to make things work, right? So this is
Mm-hmm.
where I think that yes, majority
I
of the
think I
time.
would agree with. I agree with number 3 actually.
Okay. Okay.
When it comes to women being in a marriage, I would say yeah, the woman benefits more.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. All right. What do you think? Right. So, what do you think about number 4? Women prefer victimhood to accountability.
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
So I was just in like 2 different lives today, like where man versus woman thing is like being brought up. And it's always like, oh, men unalive us more. Like and like it's like everybody's getting unalived these days. Like
More by
nobody is
men
safe.
though. More by men.
Men aren't even like safe in and of themselves.
By other
Women
men though.
unalive
You're
men
by other
too.
men.
Like
By
but
other
but but
men.
but but, but like it's like who has more trauma is that's the game that these people are playing. Like who has
Mm-hmm.
more
Right.
trauma versus you being able to hold accountable your women that are doing the bad things instead of trying to play who does more crime.
Seems like you
Right.
And
yourself are not holding. It
like
seems like you're not
who's
holding
the
anyone accountable. It seems
who's
like
Wait.
you're
the
Wait.
not
like
Let him finish, and
I
actually.
then
hold
let him finish, and
myself
That's
then
not
you
true.
you
No,
go.
because
like
you know that men,
Guys,
you're not.
please.
You're
No.
not holding men
Let him
accountable.
finish, and then you'll go.
Nana,
Let him
let him
finish.
talk.
like
Please.
Let him
no
finish.
like you don't have to hold other men accountable. I am selfish. I'm not talking to another grown ass man about what he should not be doing when he already know better. I am individualistic. I am not going to go out of my way to stop a fight where I may lose my life just because some other man doing. I would rather save myself and get out of that situation.
Yeah, so the cycle continues pretty much.
So it's like not everybody is required to do that. But also, I'm not in a victim mindset of like, oh, I got to be scared of everybody now because everybody's out to
So
get
that's
me.
not. Are you being for real right now? If
Yes,
men are
because
unaliving, so you're telling people not to fear and be precautious of people, random men around them. That's what you're saying, basically.
caution and
If
fear
you
are two
just
different
sat here and said
things.
you're not going to risk your life because you might be unalived, how can you then say in the same exact sentence that someone is playing victim for doing that same thing? Makes no sense.
Caution and fear are two different things. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I may lose my life. I'm not
Exactly.
I'm
And a
not
woman does the
I'm
same
not
thing. Come
like
on.
saying, "Oh, these men are trying to hurt me," like the whole
Well,
time
they
and
are.
like
If statistically that's
No, they're
true, and
not.
you're not you being
Not
disingenuous and
men.
not looking at like
I'm
it's
not
like
being
for example, like I
disingenuous.
bring up earlier, human
Oh
Boys.
my
trafficking. Human
gosh.
trafficking. That is a big problem that no one wants to look at. No one. Like
That's a
that is
lie.
it's
Both
what?
y'all are wrong.
Okay.
Bro,
Wait.
That's
come
That's a
on.
Okay.
lie,
So
man.
And it's
That's a
like and it's
lie.
like
Because there's
I'm
been
not
I,
just
rings and
talking
I
about
have
cops
not
human
even
trying to
trafficking in
landed
handle
my
America.
plane
I'm
trafficking.
yet.
talking
That's a
about outside
lie.
of America too.
I have not
Outside of
even
let's
America.
landed my
please
plane
That's
please
a
yet.
keep it
lie.
in
Cops are
America.
doing
Let's keep it
things
in
about it.
America.
Let's please keep
No,
it to where
Can
the
we can't
host
just
can I
leads
keep
it.
it in
land my
America. That's
plane?
ignoring the problem.
No.
Can I
We
land my
gotta keep it in
plane?
America because honestly, you can't make
No,
changes
you gotta be
outside of
able. You
America.
can't do that. You have to be able to. Like, come on now.
You
I hate that Americans
Do you
do that.
know
Why
the
do Americans do that?
laws
make
and
changes outside of
regulations
America.
over at different
Yes, you
countries?
can.
Wow.
Do you know the laws and
yes,
regulations
Americans,
in
yes.
different countries?
Your voice, don't ever let people tell you that you can't help.
No.
Yes, we absolutely can. Your voice matters.
Your voice does not matter.
So
Let's
our
say
voice matters a
hypothetically
bunch
to
of people
China.
out of our
How does your
country.
voice matter to China?
Apparently mine doesn't, because I haven't been able to land my plane.
Yeah, just yes.
All right, go ahead,
Let's let
Let's-
Ty finish first.
Let's hear those tires
Let's
squeak.
Ty finish first, and then
Jesus.
we'll then
Because it's
then
like,
Nano can go.
cause like
Please,
being able
everybody,
to
let him
say
finish.
like
Please
like,
let him
like
finish.
Me saying that like, yeah, I hold myself accountable. I'm not gonna do these things. Is different from me being like, oh, everybody's trying to hurt me, and like I've been hurt I've been hurt in the past, and most men have been hurt in the past. Like and like it's the difference between like it's basically the difference between like we have suffered more than you. Like that's the constant argument that I keep hearing is it happens to women more. Like that's
Why are you
victimhood.
mad
Like
that
like
true?
that's
If you're so
He's
upset,
not
tell
dis-
your
let
fellow
him
man.
I'm
finish,
not dis-
please.
Tell
Can I
your
land my
fellow
plane?
man to
Can I
stop
land my
doing this.
plane?
You're
Somebody
encouraging
mute
Can I
them.
land
her.
my
Let
plane,
him finish.
The plane
So
don't even make
it's
sense. The plane doesn't make sense.
it makes
Let him
perfect
Then you can
finish.
debate it after. You could debate it after. Just let's wait.
Cause it's like
I'm trying to let people
yes,
talk.
I'm not disregarding the struggle that women go through, but I'm also not doing that at the detriment of the men that have lost their lives, at the detriment of the men that were great. Like I'm not disregarding women, but I'm also not
problem?
disregarding men
You
either.
can say that afterwards. Hi, just
I'm not disregarding men. I'm not
quickly.
disregarding women. Yeah. But yeah,
Are you
victimhood
okay?
is
I don't get
the
the point. I don't get it.
Still interrupting. Like, shut up.
Okay.
Let him talk.
Yes. Go ahead. Ty,
so
finish.
this is the last thing I'm gonna say. So victimhood is playing a who has more trauma game, like who suffers more game, versus accountability saying that okay, we all are in trouble right now. Let us try to figure out a way to fix it. That I'm gonna just land my plane right there.
Okay, you're not trying to figure out a way to fix it. If you statistically know in your head that you claim you have that men statistically are committing more crimes against men and women, including men. If you go out on the street, you have to worry more about another man than the grandma or woman or pregnant lady or child. I'm just saying, that's the truth. You're not considered the target. The target is going to be weaker. Who's weaker? Women, smaller people,
Because you
elderly.
make yourself. Because you keep interrupting.
And mind you, who do robbers
I'm out.
go after?
I'm good.
Who
I'm
do
not
robbers
listening to
go
shit.
after? Who is a robber more likely to go after? A man or a freaking woman? Be for real. Like, y'all, if you really know that,
Whoever has
yes,
the
you're
best
trying to
stuff
fix the
on there.
problem. Accountability will be saying, yes, men. That's where let's take accountability. You're mad because women are holding you guys accountable. You're mad because we're saying what you're doing. If you're so mad, then tell your fellow men to stop doing it so we can stop complaining. Until then, we're going to keep raising our voices about it. We're not going to be quiet about it just because you want us to throw it under the rug.
Okay, well, then I got something I want to say. I
LOL.
got something I
Go
want
ahead.
to say.
LOL.
Go ahead, LOL.
All right, Nan, this might make a lot of women mad, but I'm going to say this right now. It's messed up to say, but you can't stop crime. You can yell, complain at men all you want to, blame men for doing all this crime, this and that. What you can do is make it safer for your communities and have people's backs in that. But you can't just say like, oh, well, every man I see wants to do all this crime to me. Not every man wants to go after every woman.
Well, like how you guys say, not all men. Yes, there's some men that don't want to go after every woman, but like you guys tell us, not all. Okay, not all men. There's definitely a lot of you guys that do want to go after women. So, like y'all say, not all men.
The numbers don't show it.
Less than 1%. Less than 1% of men.
The numbers don't
in the
show
US.
how many. This is why
it's not less than 1% of men.
Well,
Majority,
what's the
like,
number?
we have
What would
to
you
go back
say?
to statistics. 99 of
No.
all,
You
not
said
99.
you just gave a percentage.
90% of
What's the
all
number?
violent offenses are committed by men.
See, this is the thing. This
That's
is the
not
argument I always
Change
say,
it.
right?
She keeps changing the
Guys,
percentage every time she
wait,
talks. She keeps
This
changing
is the argument I always love to debunk. Okay, true. Majority of violence is committed by men. Not the same thing as majority of men commit the violence. So you can say 99.
I understand
I can
that,
say
but we're not
10
taking our
men.
chances.
Apparently not.
You can look at the homicide rate,
Because
right?
you keep trying to conflate the two.
Yeah,
You
about
keep
like
trying to
what,
conflate the two.
400,000, right? About
But not
400,000.
all. I understand. Not all men are good though. Y'all can't be mad because we're being aware about that. That's just the facts. Would you tell your daughter to just walk out willy nilly on the street in a dark alley in the middle of the night? No, you wouldn't. Why?
Yeah,
Oh
but it's
my
Are you
being
gonna tell her?
gosh.
No,
cautious.
You're
Go
not,
to
that's
a
you're not
boarding
Go
same
listening.
out on
thing.
the middle of the
That's
street.
You're
Not
not
all
dumb.
men
It's
are
just
listening.
bad.
not and just not smart in general. Like you like let's like forget about humans for a second. If you walking out willy nilly, you don't know what kind of animals got rabies out there. It's a lack of safety precaution in your mind that in terms of that. It's not.
Including men. So
Actually,
you
D-Nice, you're
cannot be
wrong. It
mad.
says 75 to 90% of men commit crime. Not 96%. That's wrong. I looked it up online on Google. That's literally what it
That
says.
still doesn't help you, but that doesn't help your case at
But
all.
what
It
helps
just
is
proves
again,
your
Seven,
you're
argument.
using
my
use a
case. You
percentage.
just proved it
75
for
the
me.
hold on, LOL. You saying 75 to 90% of men are
Yes.
committing the crimes
I
of
said
men?
Yes, that's what it says
90%.
online.
That's what I said. I said 90%.
You said 99 and then you said
No, I
90.
didn't.
You
I
make up
said
your mind.
90.
Yes, you did.
Well, I misspoke. If you heard me after, I said 90. I didn't mean 99.
You said 99% when you got angry. You said
I already
99%. I
said
remember
it. I
hearing
already
you
Okay,
said
say
this
that.
but
argument earlier, and the first time I said it, it was 90%. So I'm not about to
Then you
like
say
go back.
99. Then you say 99%. You said
Okay,
99%. I
still,
remember hearing you
90%
say
is
that.
still 9 numbers down. Wow, you're still fucked up. I mean, it's
still
not
using
like
percentage without
According
actual
to
context
FBI,
is kind of wrong, right? Like I said,
90%. That's still a big ass number.
no, but that's not no.
according
But
to
90% of the
FBI
criminals,
data,
yes, but that's not 90% of the male population, right? We want to
Exactly.
paint
So
a
if we
small
know
percentage of men.
if we know y'all are the majority criminals, we're going to be looking out. You can't be mad. We're looking
so
out.
the
We don't-
majority of criminals are men. That does not mean the majority of men are criminals. You're conflating the two.
Not all men. Yes, I understand. Not all of y'all are criminals, but not all of y'all aren't.
But
And I
not
will
even
not
half.
pick.
That's not even half of a
You
man.
don't have something over your head.
It's not
telling
even
me that you're a
half.
bad
It's less
person.
than 1% of the male population that
And-
are
and
committing the
nobody
violent
disagrees
crimes.
that you should be cautious.
Are you talking about America? Or
Yeah, it's just
outside of
America. We're just sticking to
In
America.
America, we're
America.
Then
sticking
it's
to
all invalid.
America.
If
We
you're not
don't know
counting
the laws
everywhere-
over
if you're
in
not
other
counting
countries.
everywhere, that's not valid to me. There's women outside of
How's that
America
not
that don't
valid?
have rights.
Do you know the
look at
laws and
America.
regulations
There's
in
women
other
outside
countries?
of America that don't have rights right now.
We agree.
Do
but
you
Oh
know
my
the laws and
gosh.
regulations
America,
in
we
other
can't-
countries?
Don't
We're not
say
going out of America. We
I
live in
understand
America.
y'all
In
keep saying you
Talking about
can't just
countries
because
We
outside
it's
of
have
hard
very
America.
doesn't mean it's
specific
unstoppable.
data and we have very specific stats that correspond with our culture, the Western culture. We have no say so overseas because
Right.
that is not our country and that is on them to fix. It's on
Preach.
us to fix the US.
Not unless we
I
fix the
think,
whole
No,
world.
there's
Exactly.
there are
U.S.
things we
stats
can
or
do in
violence
America
have
to
gone down
help.
drastically.
How?
Right? Compared to
No,
For
how?
example,
Anytime,
even on TikTok,
anytime
if you
we
put
we
likes,
have stepped
if
out
you
of America to
that
help another
pays them,
country,
guys.
we
I'm telling
have
y'all, I see it all the time. That pays them. Like you can be on TikTok liking certain videos and saying certain things that will pay those people out in different countries to at
But
least
it doesn't
help
stop
them.
crime,
What
though.
happened
It
in
doesn't
Vietnam
stop the
when we
crime.
tried to bring
Stop, but it does
democracy over
something. You
there?
can at
Half
least
the
do what you
population
can.
turned on the U.S. government and the U.S. military.
Exactly. You can't stop crime in other countries
There's
by just
people
saying,
right now
posting,
who
You
don't
cannot
have
I'm gonna make
stop
awareness.
crime and
I'm gonna call my
like
questions.
same thing with
That's
Afghanistan.
not gonna fix anything.
Whenever we've
people on
tried to
TikTok
make
have been
other
giving
countries
those women
better,
pads. We have
we
literally
were
been
looked
giving
at
them
like the
pads.
enemy.
okay,
Anytime
guys,
we've tried to go
guys,
into
let's,
other countries to
let's give a
Exactly,
view.
y'all responsible for war.
What?
Well, not y'all, but men. Men are not y'all, literally. But
Oh
like
my
men. Men are responsible
gosh.
for war.
okay, can we just go to the
this-
next one, please?
This is my thing, right?
All
You can't
wars
say
were created
men.
by men.
You
When
can't say,
Queen
no, you can't say
Elizabeth ran,
men
there were
when
no
it's not
wars.
majority of men. Right? You can't say
There was
men.
no wars when Queen Elizabeth ran. Are you serious? Look up history. Read some books.
It said
There was wars during
her
Queen
trial
Elizabeth.
it was one of the queen. I don't know if it was the first, second, or third, but her trial was
It
called
doesn't
the
matter.
peace
There was
treaty.
wars.
The peace treaty. I learned that in history. It was called the peace treaty or something like that in her era when she ran because there was no wars. Thank you.
There was wars.
Who's the
There was wars
majority
going
of the
on.
military?
There was wars going
Isn't
on.
it men? Isn't it men who are majority of militaries?
Y'all are conflating.
Yes,
the
they
two.
are.
Let's
They
Like,
are.
like,
okay,
y'all
wait,
are
guys,
conflating the
They
two
conquer and
aspects
destroy
of
in a
men.
Okay.
Of all men, like most criminals are men. That does not correspond with most men are criminals.
That's
Y'all
true,
keep
She's
but
saying every
most of
man's a
y'all are
criminal.
two
That's literally what
misogynistic.
she's saying.
like,
Most
like,
of y'all
like,
are
like,
misogynistic.
anytime we bring up
Most of y'all are misogynistic.
less than
There's no
1%
proof of
of the
that.
male population are committing violent crimes, you bring out that 90%. 90% of the
even then,
not
even if most of you guys
90% of the
aren't committing crimes,
Let me
you
finish.
still are
Let me
mostly
finish.
misogynistic.
Let
That
me
makes you
finish.
bad.
Let
That
me
makes you
finish.
bad.
Let him talk.
Let me
Sorry.
finish.
Let him
Being
talk.
There's no
sexist makes
proof
you
of
a
that.
bad
Let me
person.
finish.
Like what?
You keep bringing
You
up this
already fucking
90%
finished. I get what you're saying.
of violent crime is committed by men. Nobody's disputing that. Nobody's disputing that. That is, most criminals are men. Less than 1% of the male population are responsible for these crimes.
You're still a bad person because you're sexist. Most of y'all are.
There's no
Oh
proof to
my
that.
Just to
gosh.
point it out there, most
What?
of y'all are
This
misogynistic.
exactly what I'm talking about.
You
Moving the
gotta-
So you're still a
goalposts
bad
when they
person
losing the
because you're
argument.
sexist.
It's fine.
You're already
It's like,
biased.
Exactly.
like,
They
it's
always
fine
automatically
to be
biased.
wrong.
Can I ask you guys
Even
a
if you're not a
question?
Wait.
criminal, you still hate women.
Okay,
Can I
guys.
ask
Okay,
you
let's
guys a question?
let
Yes, you
Love
can.
go in. Go ahead.
I just want. Okay, why is it? Okay, she's just saying words. Now, what? Why is it the words make you guys upset?
To call
It's
all
just
men
words,
sexist,
isn't it?
how's that not upsetting?
But
Just
And
blatantly
why
call men
would
misogynistic
it
I
too,
be?
said
and
blatantly
calling
most.
them
call
all
I
men
didn't say
liars.
criminals.
all. I said most. I said most. Not
You
all.
said
Where's your stats
all.
on
You
that?
said
It's
all
not
men.
most.
I
Most
said
men
I
are
literally
sexist.
just said most of y'all.
But
Do
look
you
how
hear?
triggered
Please,
she's
not
getting you guys.
Because you okay, if we saying most women are abusive, like literally, like if I say most women are abusive,
statistically. We
most
know
women
that's
are
not
this, most
true.
women
So
that.
my answer is true though. I don't know why you mad.
Where's
Most
your
of y'all are misogynistic.
where's the proof to that?
Where's the study? Where's
Keep
the
on
study for that?
talking. First of all, your prompt. Some of your prompts are already wrong, and you were assuming like the first one's just misogynistic because you're trying to say we're more
Oh
like that's
my
just
I already gave my
gosh.
point to that, right? Right?
that's a little bit of
To
misogyny in
think
there.
that, you know what, women can't be violent or women have not been violent or abusive, literally you're showing how delusional it is. Right?
Well, and
Women
I'd like
have
to
that.
know with
Women
Well, what
question,
does
have
the
been that.
last one say? I don't see.
with question 2, how come domestic violence wasn't included? Why women leave relationships because they're
Women
being
are more responsible
violated?
to with like domestic violence than
Not
men
with
are.
not
No,
marriages.
no,
Not
that's
the
not
statistic is
true.
different if you look up
None.
marriages. Men
I,
are more responsible for domestic violence when it
men
comes to
are.
marriages.
Yes, she's
That's
absolutely
yeah.
right.
More
So
women are responsible for non-reciprocal violence. More men are responsible for reciprocal violence, which
Where do you
means
get your
do
statistics
you know
from?
what non-reciprocal means?
Yes, one way.
non-reciprocal
One way
means
violence.
you smacked him. Reciprocal means I smacked your ass back.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you know, you could when you divorce, you could say abuse. Right? You could say the
Yeah.
Well,
reasoning. Right? Women don't. Majority of women, number one
after
reason,
divorce,
women don't write it. Right? Women don't write abuse.
men are inclined to actually kill their ex-spouse after they're divorced
Unalive.
How
and
many is that?
You gotta
separated.
say unalive.
How many is that?
Yeah, how many women die from their ex-husband? How many? Like, what percentage of that
You
is?
can't just say
What's the percentage
Women
of
die
that?
the most when they're pregnant with by their spouse when they're pregnant with their
Percentage.
baby. So.
It would be
Percentage. So we did, what's the
100.
You
It would
guys
percentage?
be
actually unalive your
100%.
pregnant
It would be
girlfriend.
So
100%.
so
How?
so
100% of
100%.
women. 100% of women.
majority is
100% of
over
women who have
50%.
died by an ex-husband, that would be 100%. So if you
100%
have
of women died by
100%,
ex-husband. Yes, but I mean, how many
100% of
women have
women
done
who
it?
have died because of
Not
their
percentage.
ex-husband, that would be 100% of women who have died
Okay,
because their
would
ex-husband
that not
killed
still be
her.
100% when I've said one woman died by her
That would
ex-husband?
be 100% men killed their wife.
Okay, what if in history
One
only
time,
one woman died?
Homicides for
100%.
pregnant women
So
is
every
caused
marriage,
by
after they get
is
divorced, they
caused by
kill their ex-wives.
their person they're intimate with. Y'all are strikingly unaliving your pregnant girlfriend, and no one's talking about
How
it. And the rate is
many?
going up. The rate is going up.
How
How
many?
many though?
How many
wait,
currently
percentage?
in studies?
Well, exactly. What's the percentage of it? You said 100%, so that means every
Well,
ex-wife.
you
So every
guys
time they get a
don't.
divorce, they kill their husband. So
A
every time they
lot
get a
of
divorce,
times, a lot of times, males have a hard time listening to women who have been in domestic violent relationships.
Where's the proof of that?
where's the proof
Well,
of that
I
too?
know myself on
They're
TikTok because I've
talking
been
with
married to
anecdotal
two.
evidence.
Well,
it's not, you gotta have numbers.
That
for
I
has
don't
no
know why you
basis in
guys keep
truth.
saying where's the proof and all this stuff like you don't know how evil men are. You guys literally know how
Literally, you
evil
just said men are evil. See, that's why.
monstrous
people would get
Monster
triggered.
is
Oh
You
my
just say,
God.
you
I'm
say
about to
blatantly
go.
going
wrong.
around the
I'm
question.
about
Don't
to
hold
go.
yourselves
We
accountable.
keep
This is what
going
we're
around
talking
the
about.
question.
Y'all
I'm about
never
to go.
hold
She
yourself
she she
accountable
keeps
ever.
moving the goalposts for no reason
Y'all never hold.
and
You have
doing
not
all
Seriously.
these
held
ad
yourself
hominem
accountable once,
attacks
sir.
She
for
keeps
no
going
You don't
reason
around
hold
the
yourself
whole
because
question
accountable.
she's
all the
losing the
time.
argument.
You're
She's
not
losing
Yeah,
losing.
the
that's
I'm
what
not
she's
argument.
doing.
losing
Like,
anything. I've won every
You
single
guys are
argument.
you have not.
Every single
It's
argument
fine.
triangulating.
I've
You're
won.
It's fine to be
triangulating and
wrong. Like,
dogpiling on her.
You
You're
are more
dogpiling the
it's
statistically.
woman.
You're
fine
more
to
evil
be
than women.
wrong.
The
So
Like,
shut
dog
up.
calling her by
it's
asking
not. It's not a
questions.
bad thing about
Okay,
This,
women
guys,
being
We're
this
let's
asking
calm
her
down.
lady,
Let's calm
logical
down. Let's calm down. Let's
questions.
calm down. Right?
this is
Let's
an
calm down.
I'm not
internet
upset.
rape.
I'm just
You
saying
guys
it.
are
Like,
internet TikTok raping this woman with what you're doing
Wow.
to her.
See, now, see,
Oh
this is you are just
wow!
that was
Really?
uncalled for,
This is
right?
the same as rape.
Really?
Now,
That's what
see,
you're doing
Allegations?
keep
to
on
you
her.
gotta
using
drop
that.
her because she
Really?
didn't.
Allegations? Are
She
you
didn't say
serious?
great.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm,
she,
Are
like,
you
she said
serious?
the
this
wrong
is
word.
this is adults wanting to talk to each other, right? I respect. Now, I'm not. I don't call out a name. Well, I mean, yeah, we're having a heated debate, but we should be able to do that,
Yeah,
right?
nobody's calling
Uh,
each other out her name
yeah, we're not trying to disrespect each other. Yes,
Nana is calling
we could
us evil and
disagree.
sexist.
I've yet to call Nana evil
Right.
or anything, right? So really, we're just disagreeing. Please, like that was
Exactly.
no.
That was way too much.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was. I'm
ridiculous.
sorry.
Now,
That's not cool.
I can also concede that most evil people in history have been men, but that does not subtract from the fact that there's a good share of evil women throughout society, throughout history.
And this is the thing. I want to say
I
this,
agree with
right?
that too.
When we say men, right? I would always like to think you got to say majority, right? There are some men. There's a small percentage of men that have been evil, that has done terrible things throughout history. There's a small
In
percentage. Majority
2024,
men don't.
around 83,000 women and girls were unalived by their partners. I
Okay.
can get y'all saying, I can get y'all are saying 1% and that, but 83,000 is a big, that's a lot of women. That is, it might not be all of them, but that's still a lot. That is
How
still
many
a lot.
women are on the
Okay.
planet
That is still a big number.
in the U.S. Host?
Women, there's about
How many are in the US? That's a good
I'm
170,
just
question.
saying that's still
170
a big
million women.
number.
170. So
It does not
80.
matter. That's still a lot. Why are you
We
acting
don't
like that's not a big
we
number?
don't
still?
disagree that
Oh
that's not a
83.
small
It's
number, but comparatively,
It
it's
That's
doesn't
a lot of
matter if
people.
it's big or small.
comparatively
That doesn't matter. They're getting unalived. You're focused on the wrong thing.
That
Still, the
does
percentage
matter.
though.
wait,
What's
that
the
does
percentage
matter.
though?
wait, Nana,
No, it
Because the
doesn't.
lady that was up here
Y'all are
before
unaliving,
said
bro.
that
Not
100% of
taking
women
accountability.
who
She
get
said
married
100%,
and take
exactly.
Rushing
and get
people
a
being
divorce are getting
unalived under the
unalived.
rug is crazy. I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
That's
but
crazy.
Nana,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
Nobody
You never said the
is
percentage of
wait,
how many times
sweeping it under the
ex-husbands
rug.
killing
Like
ex-wives.
the woman that was up here before she got dropped down, she said 100% of women who were married and divorced got unalived by their husbands.
She sure did. That's
83,000
what she
is not
said.
100% of 83
Right.
not 83 830,000 is not 100% of women in the US.
she didn't even say.
So
Yeah, she said not
to say
83,000.
that was some wild misinformation.
I don't know what she was talking
Exactly.
about. I wasn't talking about marriage. I was just saying in general. That's in general. That's why it included girls. It included young girls. It wasn't just for
Okay.
women.
Here's your, all right, Nana. Here's your statistic. It said based on 2026 data, approximately 60% of all women and girls unalived intentionally worldwide are killed by intimate partners or family members. It says 60%.
Keep reading. It says 60% of these 50,000 out of these 50,000. Go scroll down a little bit more. 50,000 were unalived by intimate partners. That is a big number. I feel like that's concerning that no one thinks that's a big, like,
Does that not is that
it might
including
not be everyone
just
yet, but it's
male
still
intimate
happening.
partners, or is some rainbow people mixed
But
into
you
that?
guys are definitely unaliving women more.
It's just
It
male and
is what it
female.
is.
See,
I wanna guys,
oh, just male and female. Okay,
guys, I want to
Yeah.
wait. I want to see, right? Now, you can agree, right? And I personally don't believe that we can never get rid of murder, violence, or crime. We can never
Yeah.
get rid of that. Correct? Do you agree with that?
Correct.
No, I want to.
Yeah, I agree with it.
I want to ask
We
Nana.
can't.
Does she agree with it?
Okay.
Um,
Do you think we could ever get rid of murdering, crimes, all that stuff?
No, I think we could. There's definitely things we can do to lower the number.
I mean, but do
Get
you
rid of completely,
relatively? Do you
no,
not
but
think that? I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, 83,000, like or 50,000, even let's say even 100,000, right? And again, I think one is one too many. I agree, but there are studies that show that violence has gone down in comparative to history. So we are doing better every generation.
that's true. That is
Right?
true. I will say
So
that.
I
Yeah.
think we are going down a good directory. I agree that one is one too many, but it's just like the rhetoric that men are evil, men are sexist, all this stuff. It doesn't help.
Not all men, but I mean a
And
lot
I
of
agree,
laws.
right? But I just feel like, what I want to do is that, in my personal opinion, I think one big way is to understand accountability, right? To say that women are always victims instead of women are today in today's day and age, they have complete authority over their actions, right? So we're talking about partners. Well, I'm sorry to say, but
In
women have,
America.
in America. I only talk about America. I'm sorry. I really don't know what's going to happen outside America, right? So that's my ignorance. But it's that women have 100% say who they choose as a partner. Fathers aren't choosing them. No one is choosing women's partners. So it's that. This is why I say accountability more than victimhood.
Why would we? So we have to be accountable for y'all unaliving us. Great.
You have to be accountable
Oh
for the
my
person
gosh,
you choose.
you're not understanding what
That's
he's
the weird
saying.
thing, right? You have to be accountable
But
for the
the
person
guy
you
okay,
choose.
yes, you have to be accountable for the people you let in your life, but that doesn't mean that it's her fault because her boyfriend unalived her.
Two things
He's
can be
a
true at
horrible
once.
person.
Two
And
things
he's
can be
not
true at
normal.
once. She didn't deserve that.
Yeah, exactly, because you literally picked the person.
She didn't
y'all telling
deserve
her
it,
to be
but she
accountable.
also
The one
didn't
that's unalive
vet
is
enough.
crazy. Hold the men that keep unaliving women accountable.
Yeah,
It's
jail
why,
does that.
why
The
is that
court
so hard?
Prison does that.
system.
We
That's
are
what
holding
the
them
court
accountable,
system
but
and
women get
police
held
do.
accountable.
Clearly it doesn't,
They
because look
do.
at your president. Look at your president.
No,
He's your
let's.
like clearly it doesn't.
I don't want to
Look
go
at
through
Diddy. Look at
our
Diddy.
our president
If
stuff
you
because
have
that
money, it doesn't matter. So clearly it doesn't.
most
Jeffrey
people
Epstein had a
most
woman
people
right
that
beside
do
him
this stuff
that was
Exactly.
doing it
Look
are
with
at
not
him.
Jeffrey
rich.
Epstein. Good example.
Most people
He
that
got
do
away
Jeffrey
with
this
it
is not
Epstein
for
had a
rich.
He
woman
got away
doing
with
it
it
right
for
next
years.
to him.
He got away with it for years.
Like Jeffrey Epstein
So
was a
clearly,
bad person, but there was a woman right beside him who was doing the activities with him.
okay, great. She's just as much of an evil person. What the hell? Hold him accountable. Why are you trying to? Both evil.
Yeah, but her accountable too though, because she picked him.
Yeah,
I-
Did she
exactly.
not?
What?
She
We
coulda
we
left.
No,
when
some women can't
when we
leave.
have these
I've heard
discussions.
extreme cases of women getting kidnapped. So no, not all can leave.
When
Women have the choice to leave relationships if it's
Not all.
domestic.
Like he
Yes,
literally.
they do.
I know. I met a man that not met a man. I heard a story, and this was a real story of a man who
Wait,
the
before you
woman
continue,
ordered. He
please,
had a
please, wait.
restraining. She had a restraining order.
Before you continue, right, guys? I don't want to let on people that disagree. I mean, that agrees with me because I don't want to feel like we're all gaining on one person. So I'm sorry if I know some
Yeah,
people.
y'all gotta disagree.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to add more people
I'll get
that I
off.
know would agree. I don't wanna-
Right, because I'm
about
getting
to go to the stove.
overstimulated. I'm getting overstimulated.
I'm about to go to the stove. I'll get off.
But listen, there was this story about this woman, right? Her baby daddy unalived her, his mom, and his dad. And she had a restraining order, and his mom bailed him out. And the next day, he went and kidnapped his baby mama, trapped her inside the house, unalived the baby mama, unalived the mom, unalived the dad, threw out the 1-month-old baby, and burnt down the house.
Yeah, no one's saying that. There aren't terrible men.
Mind you, he went
That's
to
disgusting. That's absolutely like he deserves death.
And there's plenty of stories like it's an endless timeline of stories like that.
We don't agree. We don't disagree. There's hundreds of thousands. I agree.
It's not all men, but when women are speaking up, they're specifically talking about them. And it would be helpful if men could just be like, yeah, you're right. There's piece of shit out there. I mean, yes, there's piece of shit women. Yes, there are. There's horrible women out there who are horrible to other women and horrible to other men. Like, yes.
But
there's
don't you
women
see
who pimp out other girls.
But
Yes.
don't you see the part where I talk about accountability? She's his baby mama, right? The story you just said. His baby mama. Right? I mean, it's like...
The baby was but she was a new baby mama, though. It wasn't like...
But she thought he was good enough to have a child with.
But she still chose to be with him, though.
Yeah, that's what
No, but she got a restraining order. It
him.
actually wasn't her fault because she got a restraining order. She did the precautions.
See,
she told the law, keep this man away from me, and he kidnapped her. That's not her fault. She literally ran. She ran down the street. She ran down the street to the neighbor. She ran down the street to the neighbor and he dragged her out. That is not her fault.
I agreed. All that stuff, I agree. what I want us to find a common
It's
ground is that
horrible. It's sad.
I don't disagree that this man is a disgusting scumbag.
He
the worst of-
manipulated her, obviously.
But do you think that? See, this is where I find it different. Are women not
Women can get
intelligent enough
manipulated.
to?
Yeah.
But it's like women allow the manipulation, right? So let's say an ugly
You
ass
can't
guy.
allow manipulation. That's not how
I'm quite
manipulation
sure you
They do
do,
allow
because if he's an
manipulation.
ugly
You can't
ass
allow
guy,
manipulation.
you wouldn't
That
allow him
means
to
you know you're
manipulate
being
you.
manipulated.
If he was
You're
an
not
ugly
being.
ass
If you
guy,
know you're being manipulated, you're not. If you know you are being manipulated, you're done. You can't be manipulated. Like you know what he up to. She got manipulated. The man acted like he loved her. She had his baby, and he unalived her.
this
That's
is,
not.
Yeah, but
It
she
ain't
still
no. Y'all
picked
want to
to
say
be with
hold
them,
the man
though.
accountable. There's too many of y'all unaliving women. It's y'all fault. Y'all can't say tell every woman to hold accountable when it's too many of y'all unaliving us. Y'all have to deal with y'all anger issues for real.
no.
That's y'all unalive 4 times more than women self
Actually, no.
unalive.
No,
4
actually, in
times
general,
more.
men are.
Okay, but
No.
women are women to pick the men they want to be with, though. Do they not? They have a
That
choice.
they don't
Am I either
pick the
date a
man they want
guy?
to unalive them though. Now do they?
But sadly, the
Yeah,
men
but
that
they
they
pick the men they want
choose,
to be with, though.
you got to
Exactly.
see that.
They pick to be
Okay,
with them
yes,
or
but
choose
no,
to be
you
with them.
cannot sit there and say people get bedazzled, people get fooled, people lie. Y'all act like people don't lie. Like people are liars.
Here's
People
my thing,
act
right?
like people
Here's
they're not.
where can I ask you if you could agree with this, right? I don't disagree that people lie, but I give more credit that women are smarter than what they are, right? What we're perceiving. I think more often it's not that men are lying, because I think men are not that great at lying. I think more often it's women ignoring red flags, where you know what? Okay, he's very loud.
Yeah, we're nice. We're not evil. We see the good in people. We're not evil beings. Yes,
But this is the
but
thing.
y'all
I
blaming us
I
for
don't
that.
think
is
women
crazy.
see the good in everyone. They see in the good that they want to see, right? So you choose a man that's hypothetically, right, a street dude, right, or whatever, right? He's very gangster. He's
They don't
whatever.
even have to be street. That
Oh,
one
yeah,
man got married to that woman and
any-
put both of his kids. He killed. You heard about him, didn't you? That white man. He unalived both of his kids and wife just to go be with another woman. And he was a hardworking white tea man. It don't even have can you say that's her fault? She chose someone that married her, put her in a house, did all of that, and he still unalived her. So is that her fault?
Well,
Because he manipulated her?
again, this
She
is
still
what
chose to be with him, though.
No, bro. Are you?
She did.
Y'all do not take accountability.
She chose to be with them.
It's just
no,
is
no,
what
no.
it is. Y'all
we
don't take
we
accountability.
don't take away that men are. We don't take away that those men are terrible, right?
But why do
That's
y'all
the
want to hold
accountability.
women who are
But why do you
unalive
not hold
accountable?
those
That's
same
crazy.
women
Like,
accountable
what?
for the men they choose?
Exactly.
We're saying
For
that those
picking the
men
men
are.
they
No,
choose.
you don't. You hold people accountable who are you don't tell someone that got cheated on. Ha ha, you got cheated on. No, you don't. You hold the person who cheated accountable. They cheated. They're the ones who.
Oh
It's
my
not your fault.
gosh.
It's not my fault that you cheated. That's
But
not
it's your
my
fault that you
You
chose him.
decided to cheat.
Yeah,
It's
you
your fault
chose
you
to be
chose
with
him.
them, though. You
Bro,
chose him.
are
You knew
y'all
what his
that is
history.
crazy.
You know what how
Okay,
he was.
well, if
and you
that's
still
the case,
pick him.
it's your fault.
still
If you
picked
go
to be
into
with
the
them.
store, if you go into a store one day and somebody goes and blows your brain off, it's your fault. You
How?
shouldn't have went in that store. You
How's
shouldn't
it our
have
fault
went
that
in.
he could
How
have
is
shot
that
us
your
and killed
fault?
us?
Walking around in
How's that
life,
our
How is
fault?
that
right?
your
Walking
fault?
around in life, then
How's
you
that
can
our
say just
fault?
walking. It's
If
so
you
no
go in
no.
a store and you mind your
We can't.
business and somebody come behind you
Are
and boom,
women
boom,
minding their
boom, and
business
you
when they're
didn't see
choosing
them.
the men? They're not minding their own business. They're choosing the
Nah,
exact
they pick
man.
him.
It's
Oh,
very
okay. What
Exactly. They
about
pick
the
to be
women
with
who
them.
are
They
being
choose to
human
be with
trafficked?
them.
What about the women who are being human trafficked and not choosing those men? Those men are
and
deliberately
we
going
agree.
up to
We
them.
would agree.
We're
That's
not
terrible.
talking about that.
Yes,
Bro, you
It's
guys
sad that
saying
happens. We're not
it's not
talking
no
about
choosing
that.
no man. Y'all are evil. That's what I'm
They're
so mad
choosing
about.
to
See,
be
you're
with you,
going down
though.
that road again.
Y'all are evil, bro. This is why
Exactly. You're choosing to be
if
with them.
women have to worry
Y'all choosing
about
to be with
choosing
them.
a man to not be unalive, we're gonna assume all of you guys are bad. So don't be mad. If we have to worry about
Oh
choosing
my
a man that
gosh.
is not going to unalive us, you cannot be mad and tell us that we can't take precautions and think that most of y'all are evil. Why are
But
you
do
mad?
you?
You're literally sitting up saying you chose that man. You chose that man. So we need to think like y'all are all evil. Why are you mad? Like
No,
really?
no one's mad. No one's mad. But do
No
women
one's
But
do
you
mad.
that?
literally
We're just showing
you
They
you.
just
go.
We're
said
just
you
Women.
just
telling you
said
the
it's not all
facts,
men.
though.
Women
You
don't.
said it's
Women
not all
aren't
men, right?
cautious.
That are evil.
Women
You said
aren't
it's not all
cautious.
men that are evil. Then you go ahead and say, well, the woman keeps choosing the man. So you're basically insinuating that women should vet men out more because y'all are
Yes,
fucking evil.
they
Y'all are,
should.
thank
They
you.
should.
You're evil.
They should
So we
vet
can't
men
be
more.
mad
They
when we
pick.
think that
They
y'all are
choose to
evil.
be with people that are bad. They always do.
Why,
They
we're
don't take
not.
accountability for choosing them.
You should
We're not
vet
saying
men
that
even
it's not bad that
harder.
it happens, but exactly. but it happens. But we all pick to choose. There's people in
So
the world right
so you're
now.
saying majority women are choosing men that are bad.
Yes.
And
Yes.
for some reason, and for some odd reason, these men are not bad husbands. They're leaving because they're bored. Be for real. Make it make sense. How are we choosing?
Again, no.
How
See,
are we
this is
Oh
the
my
thing.
choosing?
gosh.
But how
You're
are we
using the
choosing bad
violence part.
men,
You're putting the
but you
violence part with
don't
the
say
marriage
bad
part.
husbands?
No. Right? Women aren't.
Nah,
Okay,
you're
that's
deflecting.
contradictive. That's contradictive. Then.
But majority
That's
of women aren't leaving marriages because the men are violent.
They bad.
We were
You
saying
just
that
said
vet the men better.
we're choosing. You just said we're choosing bad men, majority of us. So exactly, y'all are bad. Thank you.
Then
I
why are
don't
you
know why
choosing
y'all want to
bad
make it
men?
so y'all, bro. The only
Y'all can
time you're
choose a
gonna
bad
agree
man
that
to
you're
marry all
bad
the time
is if you're
too.
trying to
Y'all can
blame
choose some
women.
bad men to
Bro.
marry.
Yeah,
You're
We're
trying
not
to
blaming
blame
women.
women
We're just
so
saying
bad that you just
yes.
slipped up. Like literally.
No. Then by
So
your
bad the
argument,
woman literally picked a
women
man
have
to
no
be
choice
with.
but choosing bad men.
They always do.
And see, that's
So
the
y'all
thing
are
where
shitty.
women do have
You guys
choice.
are that's why you're getting divorced. Y'all, most of y'all is shit. There you go. There's your answer.
See again.
Well,
See
well,
that's
majority of women are the ones that getting divorces. What are you talking about? Women are 1 to
Yes,
29% of
exactly.
them are usually
Thank
doing the
you. We're leaving
divorces
you because we're
because
not
women
shit
are
people.
picking them
Because
terrible
we're not
men.
shit people. Y'all can't leave us because y'all the shit ones. It's not like we the ones ruining the relationship. It's y'all. That's why you're getting left.
Actually, no, that's a lie because women do ruin marriages and relationships too.
Not as
It's not
much.
just men.
We
That's a
leaving
lie.
y'all. So shit, clearly
That's a
not that
lie.
bad
see.
if you're
This
not
is the
divorced.
thing where Nana,
That's a lie.
you're making that women are perfect, or men are just
No,
evil.
you guys
Exactly.
are
You're
trying
literally
to
saying
blame
that.
women for every little thing,
No, we're holding
including the
everyone
women that were
accountable,
unalive.
right? We're holding
We're holding them
The
everyone
women that were
accountable. We're
unalive. That
holding
is
them
crazy.
accountable for who they're picking to be with.
It's like this. We're adults, right? That's the
You're
thing.
right.
Where
Women, vet these men out, bro. If they
should.
show you one sign
They should vet them out.
of
They
something
should.
bad, you need to leave these boys alone. Like for real. Like do not date them. They even admit on their own that they are bad.
No,
They
no, no.
admit that women are choosing. They see that women are choosing bad men.
They
So
are.
women, y'all need to for real.
They
Y'all
are.
need to
All
for
right.
real vet these men out because they might be the ones to
All right.
unalive you.
All right. I want to say something though. I want.
Go.
Everyone's getting phone calls.
Hello.
Well,
Hello.
this dude was on TikTok and he had a.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, Royal. What would you want to say?
Okay, good. I was in the listening a bit and I get where Nana was coming from and I get where the host is coming from, but I'm gonna say this. Not every single woman chooses a bad man, just like not every single woman knows what that man is going to do to them. There is women, however, that do choose bad men because unfortunately there is a term called birds and some of these bitches be birds, unfortunately. But not every woman wants to choose a bad man.
That's true.
My mom, she dated convicted criminals. My dad was a criminal. Every man she dated, a criminal. She knew how they were. She knew they were criminals, but she still chose them. And she knew this. So, but there is some women that get in a relationship with a man, and these men don't be saying the truth about how they are as a person, how they are with the things they do. They like to sit there and manipulate and guilt trip these females. But of course, I'm not going to say only men do that. There's women who do the same thing too. I don't believe that men are more evil than women and women are more evil than men. It's equal. There's evil everywhere in this fucking world. We can't sit there and pick and choose. We can't sit there and pick and choose who's more this, who's more that. Yeah, the majority of men, they do fucked up shit. But there is women who also do fucked up shit.
I think more of the men is evil. I know we shouldn't say it, but that's just what I think.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. I understand that. I mean, when we look at statistics and crimes of rape and sexual assault, well, SA, my bad. SA, who is usually the higher in that
But this is the thing I
factor,
really want women
men.
to understand. I really want people to understand, right? I agree. Majority of violence is committed by men. It's not the same thing as majority of men committing violence. This kind of rhetoric that a lot of today's women are trying to push out. It's only hurting us more where we're hating each other, right? Nana kept on saying men are evil, men are evil. Men aren't. Yes, small percent, right? Definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
Small percent of men are evil, right? But again, you put out where
Not
men
a
are
small
evil.
percent, no, not a small percent.
It's literally a small percent. We gave
Just
it. You
because
even
you
gave out
don't do
numbers,
crime
right?
doesn't make you not a bad. If
Well,
you're
we
like
can't
I
say
said, if
all.
you're
We
a
can say the
misogynist,
majority.
if you're a
It's not even the
misogynist, you're
majority.
evil.
It's not
It
even
is kind of the
majority.
majority. I'm not gonna
If
lie.
you are a
For what? From
misogynist,
what?
you are evil. Just because you didn't commit a crime, don't mean if you're sexist, that's evil.
But
And majority of
what's your
all men
proof that
are.
people are
So
sexist? Right? What's the
be for
proof?
real. Proof. Go back in history and look if you need proof.
No. See, you can't. Yes, I don't disagree that
Yeah, go
there have
back
been
and
men
what?
throughout history
True.
that have done bad things, but you also agree that we are going down that slope where less and less there's less violence happening. Right? We are getting better. So if you're using history to judge men of the present, that is ridiculous and that is dishonest and unfair. Right? I said it. It's not even majority of men who do evil things, who do terrible things to women. It's not. And I definitely agree there is a lot of men that do it.
There are
Not even the majority.
195 countries, and out of that
Please
195 countries,
don't use other countries.
14 of those countries provide full protection on women, and America is not one of them, not on that list. So yes, men are sexist. Y'all don't even provide full protections of women.
Yeah, that's true.
What's
true.
what's full protection?
What? But more majority of men are cops.
But those same
195
cops
countries,
don't-
and only 14 provide full protection on women.
What is full
But those
protection?
same cops still make crimes against other people, including men, and women. So I don't know the logic of, well, they're cops, because I'm sorry, but not all cops are in with the justice thing. Some of them do injustice things. Some of them do fucking hate crimes, like, for crying out loud. Like,
I mean, yeah, I agree with that part, but I'm saying that you can't say there's not security or there's not protection.
oh, there is. Definitely there is. But, like, if we're taking it to every little single thing that's going around in the fucking news in the world, we cannot say that, oh, well, there's a lot more good. Unfortunately, in this world, there's not a lot more good. There's a lot more evil. I mean, let's look
What
like,
do you
Yeah, I
use
agree
I want
with-
to
I
bring
agree
this
with
up,
that
but let's
part.
look at
I'd
the
agree.
Epstein files, for crying out loud. Let's look at our president, for crying out loud. Let's look at so many people who are in
You were talking-
who are
you're
in
still
Y'all don't
talking-
act
the
like y'all
justice
not
scene or
sexist
everything
now,
like
y'all
that.
need-
The
What
numbers
are
you're
they? The
using.
majority of them are men doing things.
But the numbers you're using,
So-
right?
That's like
let's say
saying look up how many people is racist. Boy, be for real. You know that come on now, like for real.
No, see, this is the thing where it's like you gotta stop it, right? You gotta stop it, right? Let's even hypothetically, even if I give you the credit where, let's say Trump, let's say people on the Epstein file, that's what, maybe under 100 people. You can't, you both you guys are keep on using a small percentage to equal the masses, and that's the problem. Again, we have 160 million men in the U.S. alone, right? When I look at, like, let's say crime statistics, homicides, about 400,000 of those are men, right? That's not even a drop in the bucket to the population of men. So it's not even majority. It's not even half. Right? So I mean, I don't disagree. Yes, there are terrible men out there, 100%. But it's the idea that a lot of women view all men or majority of men as bad, and that is the problem, right? That is the problem.
Yeah,
where
it is.
I really want to point out we need to stop thinking that. I don't disagree. There are terrible men out there, 100%. I'm on board with
there
you.
is.
Right? Again, when you paint the broad stroke because you see the bad men in your life, in other women's life, and then you think all men are like that or majority of men are like that, that is dishonest and that is unfair.
Well, how is that dishonest if majority of women have an SA experience? And that's statistical.
Yeah, you know what? When you listen to these SA stories, it's usually like unwanted touches.
Go ahead and
it's
act around.
hugs. It's things that
it's a universal experience for men.
Yeah, women will find most men creepy.
That every woman has a story about every single woman. So yes, you cannot sit here. We live in a grape culture.
No,
you can't sit here and say, "Oh man, well every woman has a story."
Yeah, every woman doesn't have a great story. Every woman does have an SA story, but you can say SA stories as if you touch a woman wrong, if you brush the women wrong,
or a great majority of women have an SA or grape story. I'm not making that up.
I don't know. I agree.
So how are you going to say
of what,
majority?
though? Percentage of what?
How are you going to say
percentage of what though? What's the percentage of every third woman I see?
I promise you, I'm not lying.
That happened to them.
I'm not lying. Just look it up. I don't remember right now, but you can look that shit up. Like for real. It's not.
I mean, it happens to men too.
Yeah, a lot of women. True, unfortunately, it's true.
So how you gonna say y'all not? It's a small percentage if we all going through the same.
If we taught our sons how to keep their hands to themselves and keep that shit in their fucking pants, unfortunately, that statistic would have never existed if men weren't lustful and men knew how to respect women. But of course, obviously, We don't. They don't at all. And I'm not saying, oh, women don't do essay. I'm not saying that there aren't.
Yeah, women do that too. Yeah.
Yes, obviously they do. I'm not saying that they don't. I've known people who went through
But
that as
every
a
man
man.
don't got a story, though.
Well, I wouldn't say every man don't got a story
Here's the
because
thing,
that's
right?
just
If you
fucked up. You don't say that shit about SA. Everybody has a story about SA regardless of their fucking gender, unfortunately.
but we
And
have to think
that
Yeah, well, I have a
happened because we
story.
didn't know how to keep our hands to ourselves and we weren't lustful creatures, unfortunately.
we have to
But
think context, right? Like I can look it up, right? About 30 million women have been R-worded, right? That's terrible.
yes.
One too many,
Mhm.
right? But we have 170 million women in the U.S. I'm not saying that's a that's a big number.
That's a big ass.
But some
That's
women don't
Agreed.
even come up front.
But that's
That's
Some women
still
don't
not
come up
every
front
woman.
about what's
that's
happened to
taking
them.
down us, though. That's
That's not
brought us down a lot.
that's not every
So,
woman. Right? And no, actually, I kind of up the number, right? I up the number, right? I mean, like there's studies that says
That's
like
true.
it's
It's not
that's
every
enough
woman.
17 to
that's
25
actually
million.
enough to where you can be
But
like,
that
oh man.
statistic is only made by women who opened up about their story. There's women,
Imagine the
including
ones
me
who didn't.
myself, that don't open
And the
up
ones
of
who
what
weren't
happened to us.
found. And the ones who were human trafficked. Imagine them.
Like, huge.
Most of them are
We're
dead
not.
now.
We're talking about U.S. We're not talking about out of the U.S. Nana. Talk about U.S.
Human trafficking happens in the U.S. too.
Not
Yeah,
by,
I understand that, but I'm saying
not by
the
any
majority of it
kind of big
happens
degree.
outside of the country.
Epstein files.
Well, okay, but I'm more thinking that,
You
right?
think every man's evil, man. Every
It's-
man's evil according to them.
That is the problem.
Not every man is
Oklahoma's
evil.
the-
Not every man is evil. I'm not
Oklahoma
going to
is
sit
one
here and
of
say
the
every
most
man is evil
human
and every
trafficked states 'cause
woman
it's
is
by the
innocent
border of
because that's not true. There's women who are evil just like there's men who are evil. It's on equal sides, unfortunately, because of how fucked up this world is. But there is men who do a lot more crimes than women, and that is statistically proven. I'm
That is
not going
not
to sit
enough
here and say
men.
whether.
Right? It's
Though
not a
the
lot
thing
of
is,
men.
it's statistically proven. I'm not gonna go
It's
and say
too
it's not
much.
true. It's statistically proven. There's a
We
lot more men that
agree,
do
but like
more crimes.
but none of you guys can say, right?
Yeah,
None
we
of you guys
agree
can
with
say
that.
that.
But
But
you're
I'm not
saying
gonna
every
say
man.
every
But you're
man
saying
is
every
evil.
man
No,
commit.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but
saying
you're
that.
saying every man you
We're just
see
pointing out the
has committed a
problem.
crime. That's what y'all saying. Y'all saying every man y'all see or talk to or see out in the mall or at
Oh no, I'm
Walmart
not
or
saying that.
Target
I'm
or
not saying
restaurants.
that. I'm not saying that at
And
all.
Nana's saying it. Nana's saying that all the time. Nana's like, oh, well, every man. It's all men. According to her, it's every man.
It's
Every
not
man is
every
committing a
man.
crime.
It's not every man. It's the majority of men.
It's
But
not
I'm not gonna
all
say
Already that is wrong
overwhelmingly
too. It's not the majority.
You have to prove like you're not like
I
that.
say the majority because if you look at it statistically proven, it says it more there.
No,
I'm
statistically
not
proven
gonna
that
say the
Proven
majority
wrong.
because at the end of the day,
Okay,
it's
we agree
facts.
with that. But y'all saying every man y'all see.
You're guilty
Y'all,
by
I'm not saying every man I
association.
see is
You're
like that.
guilty by
association.
I'm not
association.
saying
Nana,
every
that's
man I
literally
see is
false
like that because I
allegations.
have male family
That's
members. I
That's
have
literally
male
false
friends.
allegations.
I've
That's you can
engaged.
go to
I'm
jail
not
for
going to say
that.
they're
For
evil.
assuming
I'm not
anyone
going
has
to say they
committed
have
a crime.
crimes. I'm not going to say a man that I have a conversation with or a man that I work with is evil. I don't know him. I don't know anything that he's done
But
in
I'm
his
not
fucking
putting it
life.
past him either. I'm not putting the shit past him. He could be evil.
Yeah, see, Nana, according to Nana, every man should go to jail.
Not
According to Nana,
every,
every
but I'm
man.
not about to put it
You
past
just said
him.
every
He
man
could
should go
be
to jail.
evil.
You said every
No,
man
you
commit
gotta keep
crime.
your
Every man to
head.
go
You
to
have to
jail.
keep your head on the swivel. You can't assume people are nice.
If you do
I'm
a
not gonna
crime,
put it past
you go to jail, obviously. But that doesn't specifically lie on men. It lies on women too. Every fucking gender does a crime in this world. So no, it just doesn't lie with fucking women. It also lies, well, men. It also lies with women too. You do a crime, unfortunately, baby, in the law, you're gonna go to jail. End of
That's true.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's true. But
what?
according to Nana,
Or
every man should go to
prison.
jail though, because Nana
I
said
don't
every
think
man
she's
of
saying
crime
that. I
in
don't
this.
think she's
That's,
No,
saying
that's
every
what she
man,
said.
he know I'm not saying that. He knows what I'm saying.
That's what she said.
You just don't like it because y'all have a hard time with accountability.
And the-
Hard time. I just proved your accountability.
No,
Women struggle with accountability.
Well, okay, the host, you're cool. You've been more accountable than the rest. I will say that.
I just
Oh
want
my
us.
gosh.
I just want us to, understand that yes, we could find common ground. Yes, I don't disagree that one too many things. If those things happen to women, it's one too many. I agree, but I think it's a bad thing that when we say majority of men or all men or anything that it's a very small percentage of men. And if women can understand it's a small percentage of men, I'm not saying women don't be cautious. Please be cautious, right? Because bad things can happen to
Yeah.
anyone. But to think that it's majority of men is such a disservice to men because at the end of the day, I've seen so many stories, right, where men don't want to help because one, they don't want they don't want to get hurt, but two, why would I help a woman that thinks I'm a R word or a terrible man or evil man, a misogynist or sexist and none of that stuff.
Right.
So
Well,
a lot of men are
unfortunately, that's on
stepping
them.
away.
That's on them. That's on
But
them. That's not on you.
yes, it's on the men to not do it, but it's also on you for your rhetoric, right? When you say majority of men are, let's hypothetically, evil, well then, like, okay, fine. If you already think I'm evil, why would I even help you? That's the mindset of a lot of men. I'm not saying that men, I think men should help out women. We should help out each other. But again, you
Yeah.
gotta understand that words matter. When you already think that I'm a bad man, there's no point in me helping someone that already hates me, right? That's the
Yeah.
mindset of people in general, right? I think women would think the same. But I
Right.
think if all men think
Yeah.
all women are terrible, why would even women even look men's direction? So I think that's another
Yeah.
part of the divide that we have, where I think
Mhm.
it's insane. And I like Nana, right? She seems cool, but to think that say that men are evil, it's such a disservice to men, right? To say even Roy was saying majority of men, I think that's a disservice to men, and I want more
I
people
only
to
say the
understand.
majority. I'm not saying the majority of men are evil. I'm saying when you look at the statistics on crimes, what's the gender? It's male.
I
I don't
agree,
want
but
to say that, but it's statistics, it's facts. I can't disagree with that,
no,
unfortunately.
but
I wouldn't say that if it wasn't in facts, if it wasn't written, if there weren't statistics on it.
you
But
have to
that,
you have to
unfortunately,
understand the
that's how this
statistics.
world is.
You have to understand the statistics. When I said this, right? Majority of violence is committed by men. Not the same thing as
Yeah.
majority of men commit those violence, right? We look at
Yeah.
statistics, like
Yeah.
about homicides or all that stuff. About 400,000 men, 400,000, but compared to 160 million men, it's not even. It's barely 1%, right? So that's why I want people to understand. Yes, a lot of men commit terrible things, but it's
Yeah.
not that many in the grand scheme of things. So
Okay,
that's
yeah,
how I want
I
to say it.
kind of get, I get where you're coming from. I get
Yeah,
where you're coming from. Yeah, I understand that. I understand what Nana was trying to say too, but at the same time, we can't sit here and say, "Oh, one gender is more evil than the other," because
yeah,
both men and women
yeah,
are evil. This world is filled with evil people.
no,
I mean, there's not
Yeah.
only just men in the Epstein files. There's also women in the Epstein files.
hmm
There is people who do evil fucking crimes. There's like somebody said in the comments. I'm not sure who said in the comments, but a woman, no, a man, he said, I'm not sure the gender. So they said female teachers are the ones who create the most essay crimes against teenage boys.
hmm
Is that wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's true, because when you look at it in the news, there's a lot of female teachers who do that.
hmm
It's been coming up a lot more recently. A lot of people have been opening up about it a lot more recently because it is true.
yeah,
But I'm not gonna say, oh well, all men, all women are do essay.
yeah,
All men, all women are, you know, are evil. All men, all women do crime. I'm not gonna say that because not every single person does a crime. Not every single person is
Mhm.
evil. Not every single person is like this. But we can't pick and choose a side of who is evil, who is not, who does this, who does not that. What we should be really focusing on is the people who do fucked up shit and holding them accountable and making sure that the people they did things to are hold accountable for those
totally
things.
agree,
And
totally
those
agree,
people have justice.
totally agree.
Simple
Hillary,
as that.
Hillary, what are your thoughts? What would you want to say?
I would like to first put a disclaimer saying, are we gonna have a real conversation, or I'm
Yes.
gonna get silenced when I don't agree?
No, no, no. I'm perfectly fine if you don't agree. We would love it. If you disagree, it's fine.
Well, I think that this prompt, especially number one, is rage bait.
I-
Women are more or just as violent as abusive men. Come on.
Well, here's my
You don't even have the
let's.
strength
How about
as a man to
let me
even
explain it a
compare
little
that.
bit. Let me explain it a little bit, right? So before you judge what I'm thinking, right? I agree, right? It's a little bit rage baited, but here's my kind of concept, right? I think that I think that we have to think about women's violence in a different way. Okay, I think that women can be just as violent, or women have been just as violent and abusive like men, because women can manipulate men, can be emotionally violent, can be emotionally abusive, right? Women nowadays don't have a problem with laying hands on men. Right? I think women, sometimes if a man, like, let's say if a man does a woman dirty, right? She would say that I'm gonna get my father on you, I'm gonna get my brother on you, my cousin, so on and so on, other men on you, right? Essentially pointing men like a gun towards other men. Essentially kind of violent, kind of abusive, in my opinion. Okay. So that's how I go about it, where I want to, again, I'm not saying men aren't violent, men aren't abusive. That's not the prompt, right? But it's more to show that, women are no better than men just because women are women, right? And women can be
I
violent or
think this
abusive
is
in a different way.
I think this is a way to avoid accountability on the attack of women wholeheartedly. It's like, you know what? you guys just do the same thing, and there's like no accountability written in this, right? It's just a way to justify man's action. And I understand that when you say the word man, it doesn't speak for all men, but it's just a way of writing off accountability, and I don't like that.
How so?
Because it's like a man can this Jesus. Okay, I don't want to say a man can't be abused, but it's like, come on, bro. It's either you fight back, you leave, or like it's not like, oh, like for instance, if a man, I can leave, of course, right? But if I was to sit here and fight a man, I'm gonna 9 times out of 10 lose. You're not gonna lose, so it's a wild claim, a very wild claim. You're just sitting there, literally getting beat up at a point at that point.
Okay, do you not think that? Okay, so that mindset, right? That you think you're gonna lose. Do you think that a lot of men just take it then because they don't want to? I don't know.
Yes,
So
and women too sometimes.
I don't disagree to that.
Okay,
right?
so
Again,
yeah,
I'm not
so let's
disagreeing
start
things
over.
happen to women.
Let me explain myself, right?
Go ahead.
A woman that stays in an abusive relationship, I'm not talking about, right? But let's just say a man attacks a woman. What's the likeliness that she can win that fight, right? So now this is the same thing. If a woman attacks you, you're going to be able to defend yourself and get out of the situation versus a woman. So it's a very invalid comparison.
Well, I'm not saying who wins a fight. I'm not saying who wins, right? I mean, if
Yeah,
both
but I'm
persons
just saying
fighting
who's
each other, they're both violent.
Women can be violent too.
Yeah,
Women can be
Yeah,
violent
they
too.
can be.
She's
They
talking about
can be.
defense, like defending yourself, basically. That's where I'm getting from what she's trying to say. A woman's not going to be able to defend herself from a man because a man is possibly more stronger than a woman.
Well,
But there is women
What's
that
the
are strong too.
likeliness? What's the likeliness of it?
The
If a woman
likeliness,
attacks you, you could just two-piece of boom, boom, boom.
okay,
You
but
attack
you,
me, I got like, come on, I'm over here screaming.
Okay,
but Royal, do you
I
think it's
don't think
defense
you
when
understand
women
what you're trying
attack?
to say.
No, what I understand exactly what you're saying. What I'm trying to say is that this is like a sad way of getting out of accountability.
It's not. It's not. Right? It's to show that
He's
we are.
just explaining that they can be just as violent or abusive.
Yeah, this is the thing where just being because
anybody could be abusive, anybody can be violent.
yes, and like again, just because you lose a fight doesn't mean that you weren't abusive or violent, right? Sadly, I agree. Men have the power of strength. I don't disagree with that, right? If men hit a woman, you'll see the results. If women hit a man, you might not see the results. I don't disagree with that. But again,
All right.
it doesn't
right,
doesn't change the fact that she was violent and abusive, right? If she hit a man first or
So,
whatever.
okay, let's move on to the next thing, right?
Go
What's
for it.
causing some of these fights in the household, right? I think everybody is always focused on the Is it me echoing or what?
It probably is.
No, I can hear too.
You have background noise.
Who's echoing?
I don't know, not echoing, but it seems like there's background noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm back now.
Probably on my end.
Okay.
Nah, that's not me, because I done went on airplane mode and came back. Someone is echoing.
We hear echo.
So,
Continue.
I don't lost my train of thought. 2 seconds.
Well, you're talking
Okay.
about what's happening in the marriage.
Another thing. Okay, yeah. I also believe, right? A lot of reason that things to stem to hitting and fighting and all of this is because a lot of unhealthy communications is going on in the household, right?
I agree.
So now, I'm not saying that it's okay, right? But I think that a lot of it is happening because people don't know how to practice healthy communication skills, and then a party gets frustrated and then somebody's striking somebody, right? I think a big root of this problem is people getting to the bottom of healthy communication skills. I think a lot of men was raised in this patriarchy idea, and they're so big on their ego that they can't fathom the fact of being wrong and somebody's arguing. And listen, there's a lot of unhealthy women too that have narcissistic ways. So let me just throw that out there, right? There's two parties in a household that don't know how to communicate, don't know how to comprehend, and don't know how to take accountability. And people are fighting. And it's like, fuck it. Boom, hit somebody, and this is what's causing a lot of these problems. Until people learn to unlearn some of the bad behavior that their parents let them get out of the house with, these problems are going to still exist.
No, I agree. There's terrible communications in modern day relationships. I definitely agree to that.
Yeah. So uh, I don't know how that's gonna be combated, right? Like, but I try to do my part as like not letting my kid practice unhealthy ways. But I think it's something that needs to be added in the school curriculum. Why women leave majority of the time? Why women leave majority of the time is because of boredom, selfishness, not because he is bad or he is a bad boyfriend or husband. Once again, I'm not gonna agree on that. But this is the thing. When you try to tell a man what's happening, they would like to invalidate a woman's experience, right? They want to think for themselves and they want to think for women. Women and men are wired different. In order for it to work, both parties have to be heard. But I think we're still living under this expectation of this patriarchy and how people perceive it should be, right? Um,
I
I think
agree and disagree on that prompt too. Like, there is women who do leave men who just for no reason, just because they're bored of that man. But there is women who do leave because their partner is bad, a
Well,
bad boyfriend, a bad husband.
what's bad? What is like? This is the
Or,
thing where I
well,
think a lot of women, honestly, are.
I would say cheating.
But
Cheating.
see, that's the thing, right? No, let's take that out
That's the
because
number one thing.
no,
Cheating.
let's take that out because
the
you could
number
say
one
that you
reason
could
of
say cheating.
divorces, the
Number
number one reason of divorces and breakup is communication.
yes, that is number one reason, not cheating.
Cheating is number 3.
Yes, so it is up there, but you could write why, right? So let's take it out. Let's take out finances and cheating. Why do you think a lot of number one reason, right, that women leave? And I interpret it. I interpret that communication part is as boredom or selfishness. As in she's fell out of love with him. There's no spark anymore. The grass is greener. She wants something better. She wants to find herself. A lot of these things that women like to say, right? I want to find myself. I feel like I'm only a wife or a mother, right? I'm unfulfilled in my relationship. So essentially, that's how I see that, and I equate that to boredom and selfishness, not necessarily because he's a
No.
bad husband or a bad boyfriend. That's how I interpret
So
So basically, miscommunication. In other words.
it. Yeah.
lack of
Yeah,
communication and
miscommunication.
understanding to begin with.
Mhm.
But from my perception, right? I can't speak for everyone. My perception is that I think a man is wired different to a woman, right?
True.
And especially when you involve a child, right? So now, when a woman has a child, and I think this is what breaks a lot of homes. When a woman has a child, they say this thing about postpartum or whatever. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yes,
This is
postpartum.
a real thing, right? Postpartum, right? This is like,
Right.
okay, this woman brings home a brand new baby and it's like, oh my God, am I doing enough? How am I going to give this kid the best life ever? Right? And she's going into this drive of wanting to be better and doing better. Now, a man, he didn't give birth. So he's not going through these changes and emotions, right? And it's like, yeah, whatever I got going on right now is good enough, right? And maybe it's just barely working. And now you're in this thing where you're telling someone, yo, we need to do this, we need to do that. And it's just like, chill out. And this is causing a rift in the relationship. If a man, and I could be wrong, right? Because I can't speak for everyone, but men have to understand that they have to always, they have to reinvent themselves all the time, the same way a woman does, right? You have to become a new man all the time, the same way a woman does. When she shifted into motherhood, she changed. She's a brand new person, bro. A whole different new person. She's not thinking about herself no more first. She's thinking about the baby. Men don't take that shift over, right? And it's like, yo, I got a job. Why you bitching? Why you complaining? Da-da-da-da. And it's just like, oh, nothing is never good enough for this lady. She always want me to do this. She want me to do that. Da-da-da-da. And it's like I said, it's just rewiring. People are not wired the same. So people are looking at these as complaints and not trying to understand where either party is coming from.
I want to say this. I think that's. I mean, maybe personal experience, but I think in general, men have changed, right? I mean, let's say there are studies that have shown there's a substantial increase in men being part of the household, right? Doing household work, being more active in childcare. Hell, I think there's statistics that Black men are one of the most involved in their children's lives. So I think it's very to say it's men aren't changing. Men have, right? I believe men are more.
I'm talking
Men
about
are more
in the
emotionally
household
touched than ever
individually.
than ever. I'm talking
I'm
general.
talking about no,
Right.
but I'm talking the example that I'm giving you is like, in the household interpersonal relationship after the baby comes.
Okay, so you're talking about hardships experiencing, like raising a kid, troubling times, kind of rough in that situation. Is that what you're trying to explain, basically?
What I'm trying to explain to you is the shift that a woman takes after a child, right? That a man doesn't take emotionally. So it causes a little rift there, right?
But what kind of change? Like taking care of the
I
children?
see what you're trying to say, but I mean, both of them raise their children, though, raise the kid.
Yeah, I mean,
Both
if
of
it's
them do.
emotional, he's not going to understand how you're feeling unless you talk about it. But it's like taking the
Yeah,
children.
but that's
He's
what I'm
going
saying.
to change
And
his
this
dad
goes
mode.
back to communication. This
I
goes back to
agree.
communication. When someone is expressing it, it's like, yo, this lady always got a problem. Nothing is never good enough. What is the problem now? This is what's happening. Instead of actually taking the time out to understand that this girl is going through things. And I'm not saying all women are holy. I'm not saying that at all, because we have some outrageous women out here.
Okay. I mean,
but when a woman communicate with her husband, like, "Hey, I'm going through this and that. This is what's happening," instead of like you saying that he's gonna get mad and angry, shouldn't he be able to like talk with his wife about the situation?
She should be able to talk to her husband. Is that what ends up happening? Or is like, yo, I got a job, I pay the bills, why are you complaining? And it gets written off.
well, it's depending on the situation, right? Is he providing the whole thing, or if it's 50? I mean, she's working, he's working. I think, to be honest,
Exactly. She stay at home mom. What's going on in the situation?
the responsibility changes.
Yes, the responsibility changes, but I just believe that there's a shift that men don't take, right? Because they don't go through that experience to understand it. It's not natural, that shift, you know?
Yeah, the emotional part.
Okay, I kind of
but
disagree.
Men do become,
I
very
disagree.
active, right, with their children, right? I mean, the emotional, yeah,
They
men
usually
don't
are.
understand. Men won't understand women emotion. I kind of agree, but it's like if you're talking about women changing to mother mode, men change into father mode as well, right? So
Yeah, they do. You can't
So
say
can
that
you
they neglect your child
explain
all the
that?
time.
Can you explain that?
more protective, more disciplinarian, push to provide more. I mean, a lot of men or try to take more responsibility in the household, more time to watch the children. I mean, men, like I said, there are studies that show that men are there's an uptick in men, being more active in the domestic work like cleaning, cooking. Men being more active in childcare. Like I said, there's statistics show that black men are even increasing in how they raise their children, where they're very active in their children's lives. Yeah, fathers, they go into father mode.
I would
Yeah, like
like
cleaning,
to.
changing the diapers, washing the clothes.
I would
There's
like
You
to
take them
agree
out
with
to
that.
stores, getting them food, and getting them stuff
yeah,
like
I
that
know
too.
what you're
Take them
about
out
to
on the
say. Say it
carts.
for me, because I know exactly what you're gonna say. Say it for me.
I would like to agree with that, but the thing is, from how I grew up and how I experience things, it's not like that for me. And I'm not gonna say that it's like that for everybody
Uh-huh.
else, but I'm gonna say my experience. So I'm 18 right now. I
Uh
have a Afro Latino dad. My mom, she's Puerto Rican. They
huh.
divorced. My dad always complained about providing for us. He did not like to take care of us. Whenever he got back home from work, he did not want to help with my mom with nothing. But yet on the weekend, he did not want to help with nothing in the house, even though he didn't have work on those days. He would always complain. Now he has a different wife, my stepmother. My stepmother has a lot of kids. Most of them grew up, they have their own lives, but she still has certain kids. She's 50 years old right now. My dad is 48, I think, 47, I'm not sure. My dad doesn't have a relationship with me. He doesn't have a relationship with my sister. He doesn't have a relationship with my stepbrother. He doesn't even have a proper relationship with the youngest either, or any of her kids. Even though those are not his kids, but he had helped raise some of them. He had helped discipline some of them. He had helped give advice to some of them. But he is not the type, nor does not want to provide. The only time he wants to is when my stepmother puts her foot down and says, you need to help. What my dad wants to do is just waste money on stupid shit. My stepmom has to be the one to control certain things. My dad does not like to help clean, to help cook. He hasn't cooked in 10 years after stop being with my mom.
So essentially, what she's saying here is all the things that you said is ideal, but does it actually happen? No.
Yeah, it does. I
Yes,
give
it does
statistics.
happen. It happens not all the
It
time, but
may
it does happen though.
It may does happen, but in certain Hispanic households,
Yeah, and those
it
are the
doesn't happen.
relationships. And listen, and those are the relationships that usually work, right? And then some of them that end up working, women just eat shit to be happy. Point blank, period.
Here's that. This is why I say I have the prompt that number 4, right? It's accountability. I'm
Number
sorry,
4.
and I mean, like, it's bad that you that.
I mean,
you know,
we could be
yeah, that-
accountable.
Yeah.
I could be accountable right now. Women need to make sure they vet these men properly.
Exactly.
And even after the vetting
Exactly,
process,
yeah.
you still don't know. Real quick, you still don't know who someone could be, right? So women need to be accountable for that. If they carry a child into this world, that they're ready to do the work by themselves. Don't have no kid on this happily ever after. And if the happily ever after doesn't work out, then you resent your children. Okay? But we could take as much as accountability as you want, but it takes two people to make change in order for something. And what I continuously see is one party just trying to tell women what they need to do for things to be better. It takes two people in order to resolve a problem.
Here's my thing where you guys thinking like this, right? We will always have criminals. We will always have criminals. We can't change that. We will always have bad men, right? The only thing we can change, or the only thing we control, is ourselves. The sad reality, if you choose a bad man and you have the results that comes with choosing a bad man, well, we're adults. It's unfair. Life is unfair. That's just how it is, right? This
Yeah,
is why
so
I
life
promote
is unfair
vet better, right?
Life is unfair when women get up and walk away. Y'all can't come on the internet crying about it.
no
It's
one's
not
gonna-
in bondage, man, enslaved. Listen,
one's
I
crying.
think a lot of men have this notion. That I gave her a baby, so she's gonna stick through whatever. No, sadly awakened. This is 2026 now. If you want to be in the household, you want the woman to stay with you, you have to actively be a reason to be kept. The same way she has to be kept.
Exactly.
If she's not doing something you don't like, you are entitled to leave, and she's entitled to leave.
But see,
Don't
this-
give out babies as a form of, I'm gonna keep you with a baby.
But see, this is where my personal opinion, right, comes into the
Right.
fact where I believe that women aren't leaving just bad men, right? I believe and this is my personal thing, right? I'm not saying that I have statistics, but I've heard plenty of women said they just fall out of love with him. He's a good father, he's a good husband, but I just don't want to be with him anymore. I think
Why?
plenty
Yeah,
of
they
women,
just get
That's
bored or
stupid.
whatever.
A good
That's usually what
father and
happens.
a good father and a good what you said?
good husband,
I
right?
think-
Plenty of women.
I don't think
Plenty
that
of
if you were good, someone just leaves you, bro.
But
Maybe
They
you
do
just
leave
don't
you.
want to
They
bash.
do.
Maybe,
You as women,
They
maybe
do all
you
the
don't want.
time.
Real
You
quick,
admit that you
maybe
can
you
lose
don't
the
want to
flame,
bash that
right?
person.
Passion, right? A lot of women
But they
complain,
do,
they
though.
don't have
They
the
leave all the
butterflies.
time.
They don't have the fame. They don't have the passion anymore. The excitement of a relationship. They're bored. There's no excitement in a
But I
relationship. They
told
want-
you,
Then that's
this
the fault.
Yeah, that happens
requires
all the time, though.
this requires to being a different person all the time. This is the same thing as a girl changing her hairstyle, doing different things. Oh, you got stretch marks, you went and got a tummy tuck so you don't have stretch marks. It's about reinventing yourself all the time.
But women, they get bored. Either they leave the man, they get bored, and that's how they divorce.
Yeah, what you expect them
It's
to do?
over.
Be bored and stay with you?
See, that's
Well,
the
it's not
thing.
in
They
bondage.
shouldn't be in the relationship to begin with, then, because if you're gonna get bored of somebody that you claim that
Yeah.
you love, that you want to marry, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. That's just fucked up. It goes with men
Right.
and women.
I agree.
It's not solely on women. It's not solely on men. It's both of them. If you're gonna be in a relationship, make sure that you're gonna love that person. And if maybe you're losing feelings, try to connect. Go on dates. Do things for that person.
But that's what I'm saying. It
Right, but
takes
they get
work.
divorces all the time.
Reinventing, doing new things, not
It
doing
does
the
take
same
work.
shit. Oh, you know what boredom is caused by? Doing the same thing over and over
Yeah.
and over and over with no change. So now when you're doing the same thing, it's like every day you eat chicken. At some point you go outside, you're going to want to taste something different, right?
Exactly.
This is,
So
but
you have to
I-
continue to reinvent yourself.
But see, this is also I want women to understand, right? Life isn't like we aren't millionaires. Life isn't always jet setting. Life is kind of boring. For most people, life will always
Right.
Wait,
be
go
boring.
back to that line that you said.
Life will always be boring. We're not going to always.
No,
we're
you
not
said-
millionaires. We're not jet setting all the time.
You're not
Things
millionaires.
are-
And this is what I
so
told you.
What would you tell?
When I told you about a man getting a job and being content with this position and not moving up. So now you have new things and new expenses. And then these are the same men that don't want women to work and help them.
I first of all, I think.
But it doesn't happen in all relationships, though. It doesn't happen in all relationships. It happens in some of them, yes, but sometimes it does happen when women are unhappy, or sometimes it's difficult for them to communicate their situation that they're having problems relationship. Happens all the time with money issues, financial issues, infidelity, and communication, like you said before, among the divorces.
And you can also
I
think
think
that, right?
communication is breaking a lot of households for sure.
I agree. But you also got to think that a lot of times, happiness shouldn't 100% be dependent on the other person, right? I think a lot of times in these particular cases, right, where women leave, they probably expect that, okay, being with this man, I'm unhappy, so I need to leave this man. Instead of, you know what? Maybe looking within yourself where you find other avenues for happiness, or you also communicate with the person, right? And I think that a lot of women honestly just don't see the point in it. So this is why I said they may be good husbands, they may be good fathers, but women are just actually just bored, or they don't want this life anymore. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let me ask you another question. Off a little topic.
Yeah.
Not off topic. In all honesty, what if someone does get bored? You don't think people are entitled to walk away?
No, you made a commitment. I'm sorry.
I
We're
agree with
adults.
the host. I agree with the host. I had to agree with him on that because what was the point of getting the relationship to begin with? Why are you even with somebody? Why are you making love to that person? Why are you having kids with that person? Why are you doing things with that person if you're gonna end up getting bored? If
Right.
if you're the type of person, you know how you are, and you know you're gonna get bored of things easily, don't get in a relationship. You're gonna ruin somebody's mental health. You're gonna ruin how they view love. You're going to hurt that person deeply and emotionally.
Okay,
And
so
it's
next
just messed
question.
up.
Next question. Do you think a man could be with the same woman for the rest of his life?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes and
Are
no.
y'all
Yes, you
lying?
can.
Are y'all lying?
Yes.
No, we're telling the truth. I've
I'm
seen
not
it
saying
happen
every
in
man.
real life.
I'm not saying every man, but yes,
My
men
dad,
So who
can.
my dad
commits? So
has
who
been with the
who
same
commits?
girl since he got married to since 19 years
Yeah,
old.
I'm not
He's
talking
been married
about
to the
being in a
same
marriage
person.
with the person. I said be with the same woman for the rest. Be only with
Yes. Yes.
intercourse, right? Because listen, most of
Yes.
the affairs. Wait, yeah, it's easy to say these things, right? When you want to prove a point, right?
No,
But most of the affairs are committed. Most of the affairs are committed by men, right?
No, they're
I,
not. They're committed by
Yes.
women.
No, they're
They're
not.
committed by both of them.
here's
It's
They're
No,
committed
both.
by
they're
women.
they're more
It's
Committed
committed
by
by the
women.
woman. I mean, by the man.
Majority are committed by women, not men.
no.
Come on, bro.
It's
here's
women. You can
Pull
look
it
it
up
up. It's
then. Pull
It's
it
majority of
up.
them are
not just
women.
women, and it's neither just men.
yeah.
Men do it most of the
I don't
time,
really. I mean,
but
I'm not trying to.
it's both of them. It's
Yeah.
fucking both of them.
I'm not. Yeah.
They both do
Yeah.
it. Some women, they're like, well, this man's not giving me what the hell I want, so I'm gonna do this. Or, oh, this man is not, he doesn't love me anymore. This and this and this and that. So I'm gonna find another person. And the man, well, I don't like the way she looks anymore. I'm getting bored of her. I'm gonna go find somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So
I
it's
hate this
so
and
I
she
looked
doesn't
it
want
up
to
and
give
it
me
said men
exactly that.
usually commit the most affairs. But anyways, that's neither here or there. Okay? First of all, we
Yeah, but
have
still
to
close
sit
to
down
percentage
real
though.
quick. I didn't look at the percentage, but I could go back after I land my
Percentage is
point.
close.
Here,
It's
but
Yeah,
close.
here's how I want you to
right.
think about
But
it. Right.
men lead. Right, real quick. Let me finish real quick.
Go ahead.
We were indoctrinated to begin with, right? All of this marriage stuff is not nature. And this is why so many divorces happen, right? You're indoctrinated. We were indoctrinated. If you find your true love, so be it, right? But that doesn't mean that everyone has to sit here and force to be with someone for 80 plus years, bro. When there's a billion people on this world. Things happen, people move on, and you shouldn't sit there and resent people by just sitting there trying to, live by society's norm.
No, I don't disagree.
This is indoctrination.
But
Well,
don't get
that's
married.
true. I agree with what she's saying.
Don't
But
get
like,
married. Don't make that commitment.
yes,
Absolutely
exactly.
right.
Don't get
But
married. Don't
first,
get married
you
at
say
all.
don't get married, but then men judge a woman's worth on if she got married or not.
Why
You
do you
having a
care?
conversation.
Then you don't
No,
care.
listen,
Don't
you might
care.
not care. You might not care, but society judges a woman if she doesn't get married. So you're forcing indoctrination.
No, because here's the thing where
So we're forcing women to get married. Is that what you're saying,
yeah,
basically?
I think
No,
I
you're
think
not gonna force me, but I feel like a lot of
to be honest,
society
society's
is
pushing
forcing
women to
people.
stay single. Right? We push the
No.
strong, independent women for decades now. So I don't
Yeah,
see.
they
there's
are.
some
They're pushing
people-
them with
there's some-
feminists are pushing men to be independent.
Yeah, I don't
women to be
see
independent.
society
to
pushing
be the
marriage.
single
You
life
said
or whatever.
feminists
But
is
there's some
pushing men
people-
to be independent.
No,
There's some
society's
people
pushing
who do
everyone to
judge
be
others,
independent.
though.
Right? Marriage rates are down, divorce rates are high, birth rates are low. Society's pushing everyone to be single. Right? We're not pushing marriage.
Yeah,
We're not
pretty
pushing
much.
marriage anymore.
No, I don't. No. I think all that happened was they just lifted. They're not pushing it. What it was is that they gave people freedom. right?
Yeah,
And people are having the
Yeah,
free will to
obviously.
choose. That's what's happening. They're not saying, "Oh, don't get married," but if there's an option not to get married, people are taking that. They're not
no one's saying
saying
to
that,
get married.
"Oh, don't get married."
Who's tell? I mean, like
You
any
know,
kind of
you just
popular
said
media,
that
people.
society.
No,
You just said society is pushing people to not be married, and I don't think that's true.
it
I just
is.
think
No,
people.
it is true.
The strong,
It is
How?
true.
independent
They're
How?
women
pushing
Okay.
all
is a
that all
How
the
did it
time.
popular
actually?
rhetoric,
They're pushing more women to
right?
be independent. They're
Beyonce,
pushing
single
more
What
women to
does
be
ladies,
independent, make
right?
independence
their own
have to
money.
do with? Okay, but you
Independence
guys see
from
how y'all
who, right?
sound?
You're independent
What
from a
does that?
man,
What
so you're
does
not.
independence? What does independence have to do with people being married?
Okay,
Because they want to be
if you're
single. They want to
independent,
make
you're
their
not
own money,
married,
be financially whatever.
You
right?
And
can
you're not
make
married.
money
You're by
and still be
yourself.
married.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm saying
Yeah,
independent,
but
right? If
yeah,
you're
we're not
independent,
saying
you got to
that.
be
We're saying
independent from
independent.
somebody.
Pardon
Exactly.
me?
They're pushing for women to be single, men to be single, make
No,
as
they're
much
not
money as you
pushing.
can, be financial. Yes, they
Listen.
are.
You
They're
gotta
pushing
view
all
women as
over.
people, bro. View women as people, please.
No, we're not. No one's not. No
We're
one's.
not.
What?
We're
Imagine
not
someone
saying they're
telling
not
you,
people.
listen real quick. Imagine someone telling you, because you can work now, they're pushing you not to be married. What is that?
Okay, no,
They
okay.
are
Here's
pushing
one
people to not
rhetoric,
be
right?
married. They're pushing
What
people to
people
be
doing is like,
single.
don't get married right now. Wait. That's essentially right. People are saying, don't
Yeah.
waste your younger years, right? Have fun,
Yeah.
focus on your career. That's
Why are they
literally
saying
telling
that?
you to
Exactly.
push against
Why are
not
they
That's what
getting
they're
saying
married.
that?
saying.
Because people built. Listen, I 100% agree that you should not be getting married at 18 years old.
Well, right there, you're pushing not to get married. So really, that's you
No, that's
agree.
not true. Okay, okay,
That
so
is
okay, let
true.
me
Women
hear
telling
this.
other
Okay, real
That is
quick.
women
true.
Okay,
don't get
let
married.
me ask you a question. Yeah, because they know that they gave up their best years taking care of kids, bro.
Whatever the reason
You can
is,
still
whatever
have
the reason
kids
is,
in your
you're
late
showing that you're
20s, your
proving.
your 30s. Why
Whatever
are
the
you doing
reason,
that at 18?
whatever the reason,
Yeah, but you
you're
just proved my
still,
point though. See, to stay single.
you're
You're
still,
saying to stay single,
yeah.
not get
No,
married.
I'm saying to not rush into something. That's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't change
Yeah, but
that
you're saying to
you're
stay
pushing.
single though. You say not to rush marriage. You're
Yeah.
saying to stay single, right? That's literally what you just said.
Okay.
I think what she's trying to say is not to get married right now. You could still be with that person, but just wait for your time. Wait to see if you really want to marry that person. I don't think she's trying to say that she's single. Just say single, because she wanted to say that she would have said just be by yourself, just stay by yourself, just be single. She would have just said it up front like
Here's
All
the
right.
train of thought you
Okay.
gotta
I
look
have
at, right?
another thing that I want to ask.
Go
I have
ahead.
another thing to ask. There's lots of men go
Someone has
and
a
I have
really
to say,
loud background, right? Someone has a really loud background. So
not me.
that's not
That's
me.
LOL.
I'll turn it down.
yeah, just turn it a little bit down.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
I've seen a lot of rhetoric that a woman needs to be married between 18 to 25. Now they're also pushing rhetoric that a woman is a used good at 30, right? You're on a woman's back about when she's supposed to be doing stuff. So if a woman is supposed to be married 18 to 25, but you're not pushing that same incentive on men, right? How old are the men that's marrying an 18 to 25 year old?
Here's the thing, right? I want to answer your question, right? An 18, let's say a man that's 18 to 25, he has nothing to his name, right? He has nothing. He's barely providing for a woman. So it makes sense that men should marry at their prime, women should marry at their prime. Because you gotta think also, right? Finding a man is not easy. It's like tomorrow you're not gonna find a good, stable, quality man tomorrow. No, it takes time, months, if not years. So a woman that starts early will hopefully get it early. A man needs to build something between his younger years. So I 100% on board.
So
We're
we
really
not.
married
So we
a couple
not.
years older.
Okay. So we not including love in this decision.
Yes, love is in there too. I mean, you can't love a man
I
that's
didn't
like
hear that.
5-10 years
I didn't
older.
hear that.
I
I
mean,
heard that we focused on financial, and then men are complaining about being only financial purposes to women.
No.
So which one is it?
It's the thing. Everything should be included, right? Especially when it's marriage. Right? If you want a relationship, yeah, just focus on love, right? But let's be honest. You're creating a family as well, children. There should be actual responsibility, actual duty. What you provide, what she provides. Love should you should marry someone you love, right? That should be a given. That should be a given. But I think too many women marry people just because they love and just found out he can't do anything for you. He can't put
And
put
then
a
too
roof
many
over your
women
head.
married because of money, and then they divorce and take
But
half your
I'm
money.
not
So
saying-
now,
But this is the thing. But hopefully you love him, right? So you don't do that. Hopefully there was love. So I think that women like Women think that's either
The
or.
same
I can't find a
incentive
man that
that you're
provides
pushing on
and a man that
women.
loves. It's like this
Listen,
shouldn't be either or.
the same insensitive that you're pushing on women, you need to push on men. Because when a woman is dating someone older than her, is a very likeliness that she can be taken advantage of, bro. And that's not okay.
Take advantage of it.
That is true.
How?
What you mean? If somebody is like, let's say you 18 and this person is 28. They done jump through hoops before you touch down outside.
Can I
You
ask,
can
do you think
manipulate a person like
you think
that.
an 18-year-old could take advantage of another 18-year-old?
Yes.
Then age has
I'm
nothing to
not
do with it.
writing that off.
Age
But
has
what's
nothing
the
to do with it.
likeliness of an 18? Yes, it does have
No, it's
something
just
to
the
do
You
with
can
person.
take advantage of somebody without age too.
Yeah.
You can take
Find a man with
advantage of how they
character.
are
But
as a
what is the
person.
well? What you think
Vets.
is gonna happen though? Okay, you can take advantage. Anyone can take advantage.
Yes.
Don't get beside the point. When you're dating someone younger than you, it is easier to manipulate someone younger than you. That's like manipulating your siblings because they're younger than you.
No, because there's
Yes, but at the same time, though, she's choosing to be with that man, though.
Yeah, she's choosing to be with that man because of financial gain.
But she's no.
Yeah, but it's
it
accountability
shouldn't
of
be
her
just
taking
that.
accountable for her decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be just that. You
Yeah.
should teach him like
Why?
you should love him because he's
why we
moral.
can't- It's just
his character.
she. Can men take advantage of women that are younger than them? Yes or no?
Yes. Can men take advantage of women
Yeah.
their own
Alright.
age?
Yes, they can.
too.
Yes.
Doesn't matter
Yes,
about
they can.
age.
We agree with that.
So therefore, women should be marrying people their age, and they should be building together.
Women
This is
should
not a
marry
stay-at-home
men. No, women
society
should marry
anymore.
men with character,
You
morals,
guys need to put
good
in the work
personality.
together.
Right. It doesn't matter about age. It matters about
Listen,
personality.
if a man, no, it does, right?
No.
Listen, men been complaining about getting their shit taken in a divorce for the end of time. Yet y'all don't want to solve that problem. How do you solve that problem? You date
By
somebody
finding
on your
someone that
level.
loves you, right? Hopefully that woman
No,
loves you.
You find some. Yo, you cannot go into the situation not thinking about the ifs, ands, and buts. This is how people don't sign prenups, right?
I mean, you should. I agree to that. You should sign prenups as well, right?
Right,
I mean,
but
you
listen,
should think
if you
about
married
everything.
someone that y'all both are adding to this table and y'all both make contributions, and when a divorce happened, both parties could lose something, the divorce would end way better. But when one person has gained all of this stuff, obviously the other person is going to take, because that person had to sit there and watch you gain all this stuff while gaining nothing.
No
Now, if you
disagreement.
dated on your level, dated in your bracket, dated in the person that you sat there and wholeheartedly built with collectively, you won't have a problem when the divorce comes.
This is the thing where, like, when you say level, right? Men don't view women with money their level, right? Because at the end of the day, you're not.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But that's not because. Can I tell you, right? Do you pay for dates when you go with men?
No, but what I pay for a date,
Then
yes.
what does your money mean? Your money's pointless.
What you mean?
How is men benefiting from your money? Are you giving men? Are you paying men? Are you paying men's bills?
No, I'm
Are you
not
buying
paying
stuff? Are you
them.
buying them gifts?
What I'm saying is,
The
you
money's
want
Paying
to
the
take
bills, buying gifts.
You want to? No, it's not useless. It's not useless.
The only use is that he
You
hopes
got
you're
two
not gold
people in a
digger.
household.
That's the only
You
use.
got- You said what?
The only use of your money is that a man hopes that you're not a gold digger. That's the only use. But let's be honest, right? Most time, whether you're 30, 40, 18, most women, you're paying women, right? Paying for dates, gifts, trips. It doesn't matter if she's your exact same age. You still are paying. So in men's mind, that's why I said,
So,
choose person
You
by
don't think
inner,
there's women
by
out
who
here?
you're inside.
Real quick. You don't think there's women out here who spend money on men?
I do.
I never said
Shit.
that. I've said that's pretty rare.
He never said it at all.
So therefore,
It's rare.
her
It
money,
happens, though.
her money. No, women spend money on men. She just probably just didn't like you.
You
And
didn't
that's a
even
fact.
spend
but how
money
many?
on
But,
men. So you never
I'm
like
not
okay,
saying.
okay,
I'm
but
not
how many
saying
women
you
have
per
done it,
se.
though?
I'm not
How many
saying
women
you
have done
per
it though
se.
on the
I'm
first
not
date? How many times women
Yeah,
have paid money
obviously,
on the
because
first date with a man?
obviously the
No
first
woman
date is a
does it,
stretch,
okay?
right?
No
A
one
first
does
date is
it.
a stretch because you're proving it real quick. On the first date, you're trying to prove to this woman that you like her, so you're gonna pay, right? But if you're being a
How do you
good
prove
person
you
to her,
like him?
she's gonna cash out on you too.
How do you prove you like him?
I just told you.
Say it again then.
I said if she likes you, she's gonna cash out on you. She's gonna do stuff,
Like
right?
what?
But the thing is, men don't know. Whatever, she could have heard you like something and got you it. I don't know how she's gonna show it.
Let's
But
be
women
honest.
spend money too.
Let's be
Women
honest.
spend money too. If
Yeah.
a woman isn't
I don't know
spending
about that.
money,
Yeah.
women spend money too. I'm gonna leave it as
When?
that.
When
When she
have
likes
women
you.
spend money?
when
No.
she likes
Okay,
you.
so a woman has to like you to spend money on you to prove that she
No,
likes you.
women will be quicker to give you.
I didn't say
give
that.
you-
Wait, time out. I didn't say that's how she's gonna prove that she likes you.
Yeah, women
but
will
she's
rather.
going to spend money when if she likes you.
No, women would rather give their body than give their
Yes.
money.
I don't know about
Women
that.
would rather give
I
their
don't
body
know
than
about
give their
that.
money. So no, I'm not saying there's
No,
no.
she could give
They
her.
But
rather-
let's be honest.
She gives her
it's
body,
not
but
that.
she also buys gifts too. If not, you have the wrong woman.
No, because men don't expect that. Men are not expecting. I mean,
You're not
most men
supposed
don't
to expect that, but she's gonna do it. Okay,
I
you
don't-
don't ever see.
Okay,
you don't
so you're
ever see
saying, so you're saying
married.
every woman in a relationship buys stuff from men in relationships.
I think it's a small
That's what you're
percentage.
saying.
that they
If
truly
they like you.
yeah, not using you, right? When she's not using you, this woman shows up differently.
I mean,
I have rarely
I know
seen
women
that
out
happen
here
with my
tricking
friends.
on men,
Yeah.
bro.
I have
Men don't
rarely
like them,
seen
and they
that
just
happen.
keep trying to buy them and buy them and buy them. I've watched women be tricks. You can't tell me I don't know what I'm saying.
again, no
If
one's
she
saying
don't
that
like you,
there's
she
no
don't like
women out
you.
there. No one's saying that there's no women out there like that, right? But let's be honest. It's not. It's
Yeah,
not
but
even the majority.
The majority
It's
of
not-
men spend money
It's not
on
even
women.
half of women.
What is the? Okay, so when you say spend money, what you saying? What do you equate
Like
that
buy
to?
them gifts, jewelry,
Yes!
buying them nice outfits,
No,
buying
women-
them purses and everything like that too.
Paying for dates,
Majority
paying
of
for
men
trips.
are the ones that are spending their money.
Yo,
Yeah.
so tell me you never seen married women who style their husband, they clothes came from the
Nope.
woman
With
buying
his
their
own money.
outfits.
With his own
Nope.
money.
I've
No,
rarely
it
seen
don't
it happen.
necessarily.
I
That
have
could be
rarely
perceived
seen
as
it
that.
happen.
That
I
could
mean,
be
I've
perceived as
rarely
that.
seen it
Women,
happen.
listen, I'm gonna just drop this gem. Women spend money on men they like.
Okay, that's fine, but not all women do that though.
Yeah, I'm
Then
not.
she don't like you.
Nah, I don't. I mean,
You with somebody a year, 2 years, and they never bought you a gift. Reevaluate yourself, my brother.
but let's say that, right?
Well, she need to revalue herself too, though. Because if you don't like someone enough to buy them a gift, then why you dating them? Then just break up with them. Then
You
said
also
what?
think, right? I mean, gift like your birthday, Christmas,
Okay,
great.
wait,
but
wait,
let's
listen,
be
let me
honest.
slow
Men
my
do that.
roll
Like
here.
men
It's
buy
about
gifts
the
women
position is-
on other days.
Let me tell you,
Dojo.
real quick. You said what? Say it again.
It's like you saying that.
I
Okay,
said if a girl's with you that long doesn't buy you anything, then why does she just dump you, break up with you? Then if she doesn't like you, according to your logic, if a woman doesn't spend money on you, then
Are
she
you
doesn't like
taking
you.
care of her?
Why does she doesn't break up with you then?
Are you taking care of her? What are you asking dumb
Taking care of her like
questions
what?
for?
Like
then?
buying her bills?
Like whatever.
buying her phone,
If you're
buying her
adding
stuff?
some kind of quality to her and she's not ready to give it up, why would she give it up?
I'm not saying that. I'm just giving up. So are you saying that men have to spend a bunch of money for women to give it up? That's what
I
you're
know.
saying.
No. You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
No, that's what you said though. That's literally what you said. Did you not just say that?
What I said is, when a woman likes you, she spends money. That's all I said to you. That's what I
Okay.
said to you. Now you with her for 2-3 years. Every Christmas and Valentine's Day pass by, this girl didn't buy you nothing. Reevaluate yourself, my brother. You can't be
Yeah,
that
yeah,
far
yeah,
deep.
yeah.
You can't be that deep in.
Now,
You
it's
can't.
understandable if the woman didn't have a job and she's not buying you shit, but there's creative women that's gonna make you things. Like me,
Right,
I
you
make
will
Right.
love
bracelets,
all
I
types
write
of
letters,
shit if they don't have
I
the
make
money.
cards. I do that for
Yeah,
my
but-
man. But the thing is,
Right.
I don't have to do that if he doesn't want that. I don't have to do that. I do because he's my man. No, I do it because I love him. Because I want to do something nice for him. There's some men, it's true what the host was saying. A lot of men don't expect that from a woman to give them things because men are pointed and are made as the provider. The men are supposed to spend their money on women. Men are supposed to be the ones to buy things for the woman, not a woman for a man. That's true. Because that's what I was taught in a Hispanic household. When I wanted to buy my man a PS5, what did my stepmom tell me? No, unless I marry my fiance. I am marrying him. I'm still gonna get him that PS5. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna get him that.
So when I was growing up, right? When I was
I grew
growing up and we
differently.
was in high school, right? And 2K used to come out. Girls used to really buy their boyfriends 2K in college, high school, all of that, right? If you're gonna go discuss this with another woman about buying your man a PlayStation, obviously she's gonna probably prompt you not to, right? But I'm not gonna take away from the fact that women buy things for men they like. Your birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day. Sometimes they could invite, and it also depends on the position this woman is in as well. If you got someone that can't afford it, well then how could you expect it? But if you picked up someone that can afford these things, she will in fact do it if you're treating her right.
Here's my thing,
And she
right?
likes you.
But the thing is, I don't agree on that. Like I understand what you're coming from, but there's women
who still buy things for men that don't treat them right. I've done it before. I've done it for my ex. He was abusive to me.
Right.
He treated me
But you
like shit.
still
I
liked
still
him.
buy-
It doesn't
yeah,
matter
I
if he
still
was nice
liked
to
him.
you
I
or not.
still
You
liked him.
liked him, right?
Yeah, I did
So
like
you
him.
did it because you liked him. What I said was, women who like you buy things that you like. I didn't say, yeah, obviously, if I would assume he would be treating you good. But the moral of the story is, women buy things for men that they like.
I mean, here's the thing where I say I don't necessarily disagree. Yeah, are there women like that? Of course. But what we gotta, I think it's disingenuous to think that all women do. Now, women can find other ways to do it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. Women would probably have sex with a man, make him dinner, do other ways that, you know what, that will that would
Yeah.
fulfill that love without the buying. And I
Okay.
think a lot of women, I think majority of women do the alternative ways rather than spending their own
A
money.
lot has been. A
Right?
lot.
Okay, so
So
I'm gonna agree with you on that because there are women who are out here actively giving their partner an extra party in the bedroom because they like their man. So it might not come in the form of money. It might be coming in the form of the things that he liked. But a woman is going to pour back into you once she likes you.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Guys, that's it for this live, right? I gotta do something else, but you guys are amazing. It was great chatting with you guys. I hope I could chat with you guys more often. All right?
It was nice talking to
Yeah,
you
me
too.
too.
At least you didn't cancel me, you know?
No, I think we should all talk, right? So I love you guys talking. So thank you for being here.
All right.
Yeah.
For you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Bye, guys. Love
Bye.
it. Love it. That was fun. That was interesting. I love it. I loved it. Guys, please follow, right? If you guys want to do these more lives and check it out. I'm very respectful, right? I want to create a place where it's respect. I don't call you out your name. I want to have a place where we could discuss topics. Let's be respectful people. I respect you. Hopefully you can respect me. So that's how I go about it. Yeah. We should enjoy, right? Enjoy having a conversation with each other, right? So that's what I want to do, right? So please follow if you guys could. Please check out, my TikTok, my YouTube. Thank you, guys. I love you. All right, later. Woo, guys. Sorry, guys, I couldn't say anything, right? Because I was doing the TikTok thing. Evo Eddie, Red Door, thank you for being here. Laughing Man, all you guys, I love you guys. I will be doing my my YouTube panel live stream in about an hour or two, right? So hopefully you guys could join that. Hope you guys could check that out, right? It'll be YouTube oriented. But yeah, I love you guys, right? If you guys want to join the big bars, I know that you wanted to join. I'm sorry, right? I know you wanted to join. Sorry, I had too many people, and I know you would agree with me. So I didn't want so many people dogpiling on one woman, right? I didn't want to create that, and people would say that we are dogpiling on this one woman. So, it is what it is. But yes, I'm going to, again, in a few hours, like an hour or so, I'm going to be doing the YouTube, call-in panel show, right? We're going to be watching some videos. We're going to be watching some videos, and, reacting it along with me, all right? But that's it. Later, guys. See you.